Ganja smoking, they got rum in me cup. Bad gals wind up on the dance floor. Other gals wind up on the dance floor.
Race the line, you can take your time.
Right here, standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise I'll be all that you want. So let me in my heart before. Let me in. Oh, your love explodes our hearts and blows. Your love explodes our hearts and blows. Ganja smoking, and got rum in me cup. All the gals wind up on the dance floor. All the gals wind up on the dance floor.
عاليا خفاقا تعلو راية وطننا بقيادته الرشيدة التي وضعت جل جهودها لتمنح الإماراتيين لقب أسعد شعب.
وظيفة الحكومة يا الأخوة هي تحقيق السعادة للمجتمع، أن الهدف هو إسعاد الناس وتسهيل حياة الناس وراحتهم.
من هنا كانت فكرة إسعاد. ولدت في إحدى الوحدات التنظيمية بشرطة دبي عام 2018 لتكون هدفاً لتحقيق السعادة للمجتمع، لأن الإنسان السعيد هو الأقدر على العمل والإنتاج لتنمية وتحقيق الازدهار والرفاه. تم تأسيس المركز للسعي في تقديم الخدمات لكافة موظفي شرطة دبي ولجميع المؤسسات والهيئات الحكومية المحلية والاتحادية والجهات الشبه حكومية والمؤسسات والشركات الخاصة وأفراد المجتمع في قطاعات عديدة شملت معظم مستلزمات المعيشية وغيرها العديد. يكمن الهدف الرئيسي من توفير هذه البطاقة بالمساهمة في إسعاد الموظفين من خلال المشاركة في تحمل الأعباء المعيشية لتوفير خصومات معتبرة في مختلف المجالات منها الصحية والتعليمية والأسرية والسكن والترفيهية وغيرها، وتقديم مساعدات إنسانية ومجتمعية للمحتاجين من مختلف شرائح المجتمع، حيث تجاوزت بجغرافيتها وأهميتها لتشمل العديد من الدول والقارات بعروض ونسب مبهرة تتناسب مع العرض والطلب لكافة شرائح المجتمع.
أشكر سيدي صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد على إطلاقه هذه المبادرة.
لم تقف بطاقة إسعاد عن التطوير في تقديم المزيد من الخدمات، فقد أطلقت مبادرات مجتمعية وإنسانية تعنى بتقديم المساعدات المالية والعينية والمعنوية للعديد من المحلات المجتمعية والإنسانية، والتي تم تغطيتها بالتعاون مع عدة رعاة محليين وعالميين قدموا كافة الدعم لتكون هذه المبادرة ذو قيمة وفائدة في جميع القطاعات، بناء على التوجيهات الحكيمة لسمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم الذي يسعى دائما على أن يكون السباق في مبادراته البناءة والهادفة لإسعاد الشعب،
أن المواطن أول وثاني وثالث.
كانت هذه المبادرة التي أصبحت شعاراً للتقدم والتطور بتأمين الخدمات والتسهيلات لحامليها محط أنظار لكافة القطاعات. فقد حصدت بطاقة إسعاد العديد من الشهادات التقديرية على أدائها عمل التنظيمي كأفضل فريق إداري على كافة الأصعدة. والمشوار لا يزال في البداية، لأن التطلعات المستقبلية ستكون أكثر شمولية مع التركيز على روح الفريق، الأمانة والمسؤولية والحرفية.
I love you.
Backlines, 1391, a triple kill, a double kill from the Omen. And this guy is spotted the Martyr 4 deck. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the final day of the Dubai Police Esports Tournament Ramadan edition. My name is Ramon. Welcoming you all. With me is Caster JT. Hello, JT. It has been a long time coming. We've been doing a lot of these tournaments for the past couple of Dubai Police Esports tournaments now. How are you doing today on this prestigious event?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. I can't believe it's the last day already of the tournament. It feels like it was the first day, you know? It's already the end of things here, and there's only four teams remaining, by the way, which is the third placer, and obviously the grand finals, you know? So currently so far, we casted a game yesterday, Fraggers versus Team Forsaken, which was a treat to cast and watch and just be at the edge of our seats because both games, it felt like Fraggers were ahead in during like the second half, but during the first half, it was toe to toe. It was so close. It was a nail biter of a series. Could have went to map number 3, but Fraggers showing why they are the better team. Now, with that said, I thought Oyun versus WKNK would already be done and dusted on the same day yesterday, but nonetheless, we are going to be casting their final game of the best of 3 series where they went 1-1. And I remember, Ramon, you asked me yesterday, who do I think would be the ones going to the grand finals? And I did say it was going to be Oyun because they are our defending champions. They really want to prove themselves, but you can't count out WKNK for sure. Because we're already here in map number 3.
Yeah. Well, story of our sentiment right here. Will it be reverse sweep coming on online for WKNK since they lost that Ascent map, but they brought it back anyway on that second game? But since it's all been reset it up, it was 24 hours since that second game anyway. Will we see the reverse sweep come up for WKNK, or will it be all business now that we are down into that last map of Sunset? Before anything else, we would like to thank our official sponsors of the Dubai Police Esports Ramadan edition for making everything possible. A big shout out to Esaad, XFX, Zowie, Club and Retroforless. Also organized by the whole thing, our 404 Esports for making all of this, the Dubai Police Esports tournament, possible as well. Not only from this event, but all the past Dubai Police Esports tournaments possible. Of course, special shout out to Dubai Police because not without them, we're not gonna be having these tournaments at all. So thank you so much to the Dubai Police for giving us an opportunity to do this all throughout. But of course, this has been a blast. Going back into the game though, this is the final semifinals game of the day. We will have one game to decide it all to find out who will be facing Fraggers for that grand final spot. Then, it could be either way because both of the semifinalists that we have right here already have history with each other and of the Dubai Police Esports tournaments as well.
Judging on how things are gonna be, it's gonna feel like a very close game, just because we barely have a sample size, right? In terms of the map in Sunset, I doubt we've casted it. Well, in our side, we haven't casted a match in Sunset yet, so this is gonna be a first for us too. But in terms of these teams playing in Sunset, I don't think we remember any of them. So it's gonna be a big question mark on how well WKNK and Team Oyun can play. Ramon, who picked Sunset? Was it WKNK?
Well, it was a decider, because in map beta processes, nobody picks like
Ah.
the last figure. They usually pick the first two maps that they want to ban. They pick the first two maps that they want to play, and then they leave out the one map that both
Mm-hmm.
teams didn't really pick nor ban. So the one map that they didn't pick nor ban was the Sunset map, and that's definitely where the decider is going to be. Interesting that looking at the map videos yet again, let me just scroll back up to where I was looking at it very, very briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so just to go through the map beta once again, it was Bind and Split that were banned by Oyun and WKNK respectively. Ascent
Wow.
Lotus picked up by Oyun and WKNK respectively. Then they decided to ban Breeze and Icebox, so deciding to put away the bigger maps out of the pool, where they reserved the Sunset map, where it's all gonna be, I would say, long crossfires. I'd say it's like mid-range to short-range gunfire,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that they are willing to like take these aggressive maps are a big sign that Oyun really, really has been like shaping this map video to a way that they're comfortable in. Especially since that Ascent game is something that they needed to get out of the way, and they did so with a very, very close game. In fact,
I mean, this is the when you were talking about this yesterday as well, about having Gecko currently being picked and towards their agent compositions, which we have not seen yet. And I feel like Gecko and Sunset is a one of a kind, or not really a one of a kind, but a staple to always be picked in Sunset. He does tremendously well with his utilities and his entire kit, which I feel like it would be nice to see compared to a double duelist type of lineup, which we've seen certain teams, aka like fraggers, where they're more comfortable playing these double duelist setups, which isn't entirely the norm nowadays. Usually it's always going to be a single duelist and then have more, utilities being able to be used for defending and attacking at the same time. So when it comes to Sunset, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see double duelist, but I would much prefer seeing something new, right?
Yeah, yeah. I I am up there with you. Something probably like a double indie comp would be complementing the type of map that Sunset is, where you need market control heavily if you want to take that mid side a little bit more effectively than you should. But again, we're going back to comfort, and comfort being that double innie is something that OU have been picking up
Mm-hmm.
time and time again. WKNK, no stranger to the double duelist comp as well. They also picked that up in the series yesterday, where in a set you got WKNK with the Jet and the Rays, the double dive comp that they have been displayed on over at that first game, and then also on Sunset they picked up the same form, the same team composition, just to display that amount of aggression over at both sides of the map. So if they're gonna pick that up again, I'm not gonna be too surprised. But then again, that also is a big counter to really strong Sentinel picks like the Deadlock, or at least like the Cypher that's a little bit more prominent, a little bit more popular in terms of like the pick rates at on. Because Cypher with the strong B main tripwire will always be a big threat. And I'm looking at like Oyun's Cypher. I believe it's not Flick who has been picking up the Cypher for the team right now. And if he wants to use that on the Sunset map, then now's a good time to use him and play around that guy, since that beaming tripwire is always going to be a detriment to whoever is attacking on towards that piece at extremity. So I'm already looking at picks like KO, Rays, that both of them already have a lot of experience to be picked up over at the side of WKNK anyway. So
We'll see by then. There's a lot of speculations, I guess, coming from our side, wondering what will show up, what will pop up. But time can only tell once the game begins, and that will be after a very short break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be giving you the game, the decider on who goes to the grand finals. Just smile it out, Ramon.
I'm just going to smile and wave. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dubai Police Esports Tournament Ramadan edition. Again, you're joined by me, Ramon, and Caster JT. We're just getting ready to head on into the lobbies of the semifinals matchup. The last shot for both teams in this last opportunity to get into the grand finals right here. So Oyun versus WKNK. The sunset map is on. Agent select music is also run down. So what are we going to be expecting from these team compositions?
Well, wait, I have to see because it hasn't popped up on my screen yet. There you go. Oh, Ramon, we're gonna get a gecko. We're getting a gecko. I am
Whoa!
excited. I mean,
Okay. The big thing about this is that it's Mind who's picking up the gecko right now. The usual Omen player for the side of Oyun.
yeah, I'm going through the notes that you passed me on, and I'm checking it out. This is very interesting. Seeing how these teams played up against each other yesterday, it wasn't a total domination where it was very heavily one-sided. It was an even Stevens type of game where it could have went either way. So knowing that and coming into this, it is giving me a lot of excitement just because we're gonna really see them fight till the bitter end of things here. Because at the end of the day, you want to be in that grand finals. You don't want to go to a third placer match. I mean, of course, at least you get something. But at the end of the day, being crowned the champions, that's a big thing.
Yeah. You're not looking for cookie points anymore, right? You're not looking for any participation awards heading into the semifinals game. Everybody remembers the champions and everybody remembers the ones that get on top of the competition. So that is where we're looking at right now. The one shot to get into the grand finals, and both Oyun and WKNK wanted it so bad that they decided to wait for one more day to do so. We head on into this first, pistol round of the last game in the semifinals. Start off the attacking side of Oyun. Patience paying off for B main. A really strong execute. Ray's already on backside, so you know that WKNK either want to go for the triple flank and play for the retake from behind.
The retake is going to be very difficult. Vague, though, he's just around the corner, being able to get one, but gets traded off immediately. I solid finds two. They're just going for the flank. It's not going to work out as much as possible, but Akai, oh my, he's here. I didn't even know he was here. He's showing up. He gets those kills, bringing it back to a 2v2 winnable situation for the team. It just depends on how well they play it. Go for the flash. It goes for the trade instead. WKNK, they make it work.
Yeah. A very risky triple flank that it doesn't really work in their cards, but at the end of the day, it was from the front lines that actually worked out. And Koji picking up that last frag where he readjusts his aim, picking up the 1-2 punch. Two players coming out of the smoke after they reconvened through from that triple flank, and the fact that they were able to recover it too and through the smoke where they decided to double face on down to the last player was a bold decision trying to recover from that round. The problem was though that Koji was still healthy from that first engagement. And even though the triple flank doesn't work out, still had backside control and they weren't able to secure that much space after they got that initial pick.
Sorry, I'm still surprised. I didn't know Kai was here. Okay, that is very interesting. The prodigy currently playing here, as you can see their performance. Koji able to find one, finds three actually, just because of how well he has set up here towards the side. Yes, Mind answers back, but to no avail. They all faltered down to the bonus round coming from WKNK.
You know, it's a clean sweep overall, and the fact that they keep all of their guns, most of them, I would say, is what's going to be a very pivotal point for them. That's 3 kills for Koji. Got the neural theft online, so any attempt, or that also means that any pick off away from Oyun is an opportunity for a neural theft to become up online. So early info to the team of WKNK will be a crucial point for their defense, especially if they push a little bit too far over to where the Cypher is putting down his territory. So marking it with a 2-0 score, forcing another buyout for the Oyun side. But I look at the buys now. It's all sheriffs.
And cannons, you know, getting ready, hoping for the best. See if they can do something about it. It's just a matter of time. And Vague, he just goes for the peak. immediately able to find one. Will he go for another? This guy is too insane. Hoping to find more. They do have the guns. Akai, just on the side of things, they're able to close this one out rather quickly. Sigmonder, what can you do? Probably get a kill. But anything else other than that would be a treat. But Vig is able to close things out for them. 3-0. And an eco buy? Did he force buy on the second round, Ramon? Is that what's happened here?
Looked like it. Sounded like a few stinger buys on the attacking side. Or simply pushing towards that B main extremity. It seemed like Koji was just a huge menace to them, denying that force buy value after they pushed out of that B main extremity. That's the thing about the Cypher. Over at that B site Sunset, one of his tripwires is going to be a big detriment to whoever is attacking from B main. So they decide to move up on mid, and Akai starting with that showstopper will be a huge rum to the cause. The Omen, when he picked up early on, is not something that the attacking round wants very to start.
Yeah, losing your smoker will not help as Koji, he gets caught. Now being chased upon Sigmonder. He's able to find that one. Though without having any smokes, they are kind of out of the open. They kind of have to play to their strengths if they can. Gecko able to get his ultimate back and running. Though it will come to a cost here. Has a couple more seconds to cover things out. Post-plant situation looks kind of good in their end here.
Look at that. It's the ultimate and a double face-up. Mascumi and Sigmunda recovering from what they lost in that previous round. A triple for Mascumi. They follow with that double aggress. And not with the ultimate, the thrash. Just a signal, pull the trigger for what was to come for Oyun. And finally, they do get themselves some sort of a reconvened buy. And when they got the rifles, that's when they pulled the trigger on how fast they were able to execute back on down. You can see that the guy was keen to even take that first pick off through that mid-toss position, but he was alone on an island. You put that smoke down over that mid-toss position, and they didn't have anything else to support Koji, who was also detained by the thrash, possibly to be set up over that backside position.
Koji wasn't actually caught there, would have been good for them, but Vig, this time around, they're playing aggressive. They're not waiting for them to take a chance, to take an opportunity. They're finding those opportunities. They're playing as aggressive as they can be and able to run away scot-free. So this time on the A side, that's where the attack is going to be on Oyun. How well can they get this one out? As a positioning from WKNK, quite ideal, I would say, especially with Omen, but doesn't seem like they're going to be pushing towards his section.
Yeah, no. Noted now. Thanks to the Prowler Plus. Already got themselves a smoke on down to the lane position. Tune though, unchecked, but gets spotted. It not even from any sort of guns. It's from Mascumi and his utility. 2 kills, in fact, from the breach. They push on into the site. Not as clean as they would have liked to be, but they get it anyway. Plant on down. Akai already on the pick. Positioning, in fact, for the retake scenario. They go. Vague. Operator in hand, but does get blinded because of Mascumi and his flashpoint. Not Flick able to spot out the Kai. They push out over towards that lane position. 2 kills for the defense. 2 versus 1. Isolated. 1 and 2 for the punch clutch coming out from the Cypher.
They had a neural theft. They're hoping to make things work out, but you know, the worst situation for this is Vague had an operator. He didn't necessarily have a vandal. If he did, it would have been looking good for him. Isolates the fight, brings it to a 1v1, and wins it out for his team. It was looking rather grim, especially the fact that he was a lone survivor. It's about peaking at the same time, but he understands who to aim first and who to kill next. And a tremendous play coming out from him.
Yeah, just that solid ground held upon him, and now he's the showmaker for the squad. They go back to Koji and his utility, knowing that B-main has always been somewhat of a comfort zone for them, but they respect him, knowing that the amount of noise that they made, the amount of hesitation that they also wasted to get themselves B-main control was all for naught, since they're respecting the idea that WKNK might be ready for that. Not Flick, though. Spotted. He gets traded, but Akai does not win the fight anyways. They get the site for free anyway. Elbow pushed up. Isolid gets the second frag, and they get the free A main control. And after that, the plant will just come down in a matter of seconds.
Go for the retake here, especially the numbers down. One-way smokes, the entire utility currently available for Oyun. They have ultimates as well. So, like, you are trapped in a corner where you're not necessarily wanting to be on, but you just have to take it one by one, and hopefully it turns out from the best. But from above, does he know not Flick is there? Vig didn't check. From below, but the smoking was too busy. Sigmunder finding two after killing Vig. Finds a double with Dutch as well, but Oyun will shut things out.
Even 3-3 now, and the fact that they also don't advance that many ultimates coming into this next round might actually break the equilibrium sooner than they would have expected, right? Blade Storm already invested from the Jet in the previous round, but on the attack they got both the Rolling Thunder plus the Showstopper up from Ascami and Sigmunder. So two very explosive players on the explosive entry. And even though Dutch is on the right cross over to that link position, he just wasn't ready for the 1-2 double face back on that link position. Again, OG under scrutiny. Interesting that he doesn't put down the tripwire early on, just so that he's avoiding the damage set up by the Rays anyway. Killed. And Dutch over to that link position, and yes, that's an early 1-0 out for the OU side. No smokes, nothing, unless you get the push, and Flick gives his life up. So both smokers down, lying on that control, in fact.
They're going towards where Koji is currently, but Showstopper will be there. It will land towards Akai, falling down already. Koji able to get something out of it, but 5 HP in a dream. Can he find more is the main question here. And it seems like he won't. They're using a lot of utilities and ultimates, and it's working out in their favor. Although we have to understand, WKNK, this is just an eco round from them. And they are making a costly one on Oyun's side, where they had to use a lot of utilities and ultimates just to secure this one out. If they can, is the main question. As Vague demand, he is left alone. And what can he do?
Vandal.
He has a Vandal, yeah. But the stuns, it's enough.
Takes the sound cue, just puts the right place for that concuss to come on down. So good job recognizing that value from that utility, right? So again, you notice the eco round, and in these sort of rounds, you don't normally just want to play the passive game. You just want to make the active decisions. So you see WKNK making those decisions for themselves. You see Akai pushing up over to the mid side, although it seems pedestrian. It seems like the only option given to them anyways because of this buy that they got for themselves. So 43 now, Oyun investing their ultimates from that previous round. Now they rely on the picks. They play slower. Early paint shell head on to the A main extremity. You can also see that Koji puts it down a little bit too late, just so that it dodges away from the tripwires as well as the paint shell. Destroyed because of the satchel, so now B main is not a threat for them anymore. They respect it completely, knowing that this could be a trap setup by WKNK, but little do they know they're walking into an operator.
Flash could be played here to push him out if they can. But are they gonna do it is the main question. Are they just gonna go for a blind pick? Yes, the stun will not hit. Vig gets one, he looks for more. The cage will be set up. Really runs away as Trash chasing on behind. He's saying, I don't want to get bitten. What? Kai? Pushes on. Gets those kills. Easy pickings from the side of WKNK. And it's neck to neck, Ramon. This first half, no clear indicator on who's ahead, as each player from all of these teams doing so well and knowing when to capitalize on towards the situation.
Yeah, when in doubt, when you don't know who to predict at this point anymore, you just look at the money buy. You look at the line of economy for both sides, and it seems like they're all neck and neck now, as for sure. But we swing into the economy back up online for the OU side, since now it's the buy round. But they're on thin ice. They lose this round. They're coming into the next round with nothing. Sticks and stones. Nothing to break the bones over to the WKNK side. Akai is on fire. You see that triple kill from him, you know that he's vindicated to do more of these aggressive setups. So he's ready to trade off that mid-side push if ever we do find that Fade player. Vague, very ambitious push. That is something that they punished. And now they expected. Come on down towards that A-link position. Oyun are ready to take a site. The positioning from WKNK is signaling that they're on for the retake, even without the jet.
You could tell, like, playing aggressive works at certain aspects, but it's a mixed ball. You're not sure if it's going to work out or if it's going to be a major flop. And this time, it is going to be a flop for Vague. Now, the question is, are they going to be able to go for the retake? It's not that easy. It's actually 10 times harder losing their players. Masgumi hoping to find one, but will fall down. The trade-offs will be there. 3v3. Can they make it work out? Isolate, always a solid player for his team. Waiting for the time to go for the peak. But the double peak will be there. Yeah, they have it. They're making it work. 1v1 now. Akai, 14 HP though. Very low.
Nice lead.
Knocks him down quite a bit. And a shot. It lands. It hits Akai. Does he have time? No, he doesn't. Played really well, but time is not of the essence.
No. Time was his greatest enemy in that 1v2. Yes, he had the perfect read too, because then that double face from Isolid and Mind that just made the most out of this beautiful situation for Oyun. But Akai lining up all the shots over from both the elbow and the link position where they WKNK were relied upon, or Oyun actually. Guys, at least get the pickings for themselves. It's the 5-4 now for the attacking side of Oyun. Back to the basics we go. Default round for everyone on the side of the attack. Mid position again being under scrutiny for Oyun side. See that everybody from WKNK, at least the core, ready for what is to come. You can see that the Rays players also like perched up on that mid-top position. They had already called up if ever he needs support. Akai through the smoke as well, almost like he knew that Iso is going to be there. The paranoia. Dutch almost gets the transfer. Akai backs it up. Double kill for the Rays. Mascami going in without that much hesitation anymore. The wire not even supported yet. Akai triple from the young Rays player. Mascami adjusts but tune. Always at the right place, always at the right time. Equalizing against Oyun. 5-5 with the defense standing tall.
It feels like it's a give and take situation here. Either you take it or the other team takes it. And I would love to see on Oyun, I don't know, maybe because I watched too much Paper X, but getting that smoke on towards mid and then just walking towards it, you know, just catching them off guard if they can. But you can see already isolated, or not even isolated, Koji putting a tripwire there just in case it does happen. So they're going to go back to their comfort zone, Ramon. A side. That's where they're pushing again.
And Vogue is not alone anymore. It's again the showstopper, but the Thrash and the Bucky entering on elbow on check. Vague, 2 kills in fact. Jet holding with that much conviction. One more bullet might be enough. Toon does get himself the transfer. It's 3 kills for the Jet himself, and Toon just relied upon. He was 1 HP too. He was that low. That elbow drop over back from the Oyun side. Their comfort zone looking like a nightmare of sorts.
They had a plan. They tried to execute it. It just didn't work out. They were not expecting where the Rays was. They didn't know it was going to happen this way. And I can't believe what we're seeing in our very own eyes. They're being pushed to the brim. And to the brim that they do not want to be in. So B-side, yet again, that's where they'll be going for, Ramon. Let's see how that works out.
Early operator by Akai. First time that he buys it in the Sunset map, and well countered because of the concuss, but Akai just gives his position up. Knowing about the operator, double swing, double face. Mind will get the first blood. Isolid, second frag, beautifully done. Counters again the operator. Now knowing about his position, Dutch has to be careful. Showstopper doesn't connect. Has to go back towards the site itself. Now everybody from Oyun have full site control of B.
Information. Yeah, they're able to get at least a lot of information, understanding where they'll be coming from, which is on towards Boba, hoping to see if they can make something work in their situation. But post plant, that's all they gotta do. Postman, have one guy inside. Okay, cool. Hoping to find at least something out of it. Sigmunder will fall down. Big as well. Getting a kill. Isolid not there anymore. And Big, unstoppable man flying from above with those Blade Storm. Hoping to find more with the right click. He does it. This man, the myth, the legend, Big wins it out for his team. Do they have time? I think they do here, as it will be 7-5 here on the first half.
An absolute madman. Clutches the 3 versus 5 against Oyun. And if you remember, that was all 5 players over at B. Nobody to lurk around that market position, although the door was open at all times. That Vig being that frontliner, being the difference maker for the squad yet again. Bladestorm out, plus that updraft. Knowing about his positioning, I feel like that's how they played around him so well. The fact that Toon was the only supportive util agent that they needed, that fade, providing lots of value. Support Vague while Dutch just decides to like hold the spike down for himself. Like 7-5, WKNK have built up a huge lead. Well, 7-5 against Oyun. We swap sides now. They need to show. Even though they're on the defense, they can still turn the tides. Hold themselves accountable for how they started from that first half. Akai, very aggressive Sheriff buy to hold up that mid-top position. Mascami ready for the cross, but Fault Line already invested.
Champions, Oyun, pushed in the corner. Let's see how that works as Akai is able to trace things out, even go for a wall bang here. Style points for him as they're trying to take control. Sigmunder and Co hoping to find those kills, find those frags with the paint shells, but currently blinded out with the paranoia. Has to run away with his tail tucked behind him. Will he be able to find more is the main question here. It doesn't seem so. Akai again with the wall bangs. Time and time and again, he's having those lucky, I don't know if it's luck or it's just pure skill, but he gets those shots, gets those kills. There's only 2 players remaining for Oyun. It's Solid and their Omen player, not Flick. What can they do here?
Yeah, just something you'd expect from the Prodigy himself. Toon just spotted just after that jump peak. Isolid. Ooh, well, out to punish him. Yep, double face. No, it doesn't matter. Dutch and Akai, all good in the hood for the side of WKNK. This is something that we sort of had to expect from Akai. The Prodigy himself just confident enough to take the trades head on. Sheriff in hand, and you know that Raze doesn't usually pick up the Sheriff. Usually you will pick up the Classic or the Ghost into this next round, since the Boombot does a lot of damage in these pistol rounds. Plus you need that extra mobility. That's why you pick up the satchels, but the Sheriff was more than enough for him because he was taking the fights out aggressively, and winning them was a huge thing for them.
It's going to be a mix by here, and this time, inside of Oyun, they're going to go for a full-on B-side defense, hoping that they do take the bait, take the trap, but doesn't seem so yet. They're going to test the waters on the side of WKNK and see if it's something that can do with, but Sigmunder close up with that Bucky. It's security guard duty here, making sure nobody can pass, no ID, no entry. But it's only a matter of time if they will take the bait, but it doesn't seem so, Ramon. They're going on towards most likely a side. The trap was set, but it was not taken.
Yeah, that's the thing about putting down the smoke early, because that also gives you like that much coverage to get the ult orb. And they get it for scot-free. That's all the rotations had on B. Plus they also got the rotation over to the A side. They realized that they fully invested everybody over at B, leaving the A side open for WKNK to take without that much contention. Smoke's on down. Also got the rotation set up over at Alley, so they were aware of this. Full hesitation for WKNK could cost them precious amount of seconds. It's a lid. It's only not Sigmunder will surprise Vague. That's at least the Vandal down for the count for them, but again, the Bulldogs are the better buys, still making the difference again. And Akai just cleaning up house. 3 kills, in fact, for the Rays, putting him that much closer to the showstopper. Well, that much that he is that close to his goal.
Much about it, right? Maybe look for exit frags is what's gonna be looking for. Hoping you find at least something out of this if you can, but I highly doubt it. Just judging on how WKNK is already positioning, a lot of information given that he's not gonna be coming from spawn or mid, so he's probably lurking behind where the traps are. So more or less, just think about what we're gonna be doing on the following round. Because if you give WKNK that positioning in terms of the rounds that they have, you cannot give them that advantage because it's gonna be a tall mountain to climb, especially on the momentum that they're riding on as of the moment. And look at the kill score right now, Ramon. Akai with 23 kills. Literally the only guy in the server having 20 plus kills.
Yeah, one more till it's showstopper too, thanks to the second round bonus buy and his pistol round performance, right? Meaning that he'll only need one ult orb, or maybe he just ignores the ult orb entirely. He just needs to like get the entry frag on in, then gets the showstopper. In fact, go to the market position. You already see how this round will turn out. Mid control up in check, mid top already smoked off. Market door already closed, knowing that that is a big threat. If ever the WKNK get that, but they just kick the door down, shoot it with their
I
bullets,
like this
or
play.
the third choice. Let Akai push on mid top mine. Expected flick. Getting the second frag, and this is what I like to see from OU. Proactive decisions laid upon because WKNK like to play aggressively.
You were not expecting to have at least 2 players there already set up. Sigmunder though gonna be greeted. Will be able to get
What
the
a
kill in a
flash.
flash. What a team play. What a heads up there for the team. Unbelievable. They're just ready with whatever WKNK throws out to them. Oyun. This is what they needed when they started the second half, and finally they're putting the puzzle pieces back into the right spots, and they're making it work. 96 3-round difference. I
Yeah.
think these should start waking up here. You know, you can't have cold hands.
Just small notes, right? The right assessments, like the market door, not even touched, not even peppered with that many bullets at all. They fully ignored it. And when they didn't hear any sound cues, they just put all of their trust, all of their investment into that mid top position. That's when Mind, and that's when I believe it was the Gecko that was holding up that same space. Now they decide to bring down that market door. They leave that market door open, and well, that's a free entry over to the B site. And due to Isolate and his positioning, it's calling for the retake to come on for OU. But in fact,
Click.
like wants to head on forward. Kai wins the fight on down, opens the market door, open for business. They got the showstopper online, and Sigmunder will get himself a freebie. 4v4. B side open, but the spike is in no man's land.
Oh no! They don't have the spike! It wasn't there with them! They entered, they already have the spike, but they don't have the spike! That's gonna bite them quite heavily here. Big though pushing uncharacteristically. They don't know that he was pushing already there. You have to take control though, but you do have the spike, but the pincer movement, they're trapped on towards the corner here. It's gonna be bad, Ramon, if you don't make it work out in their favor as they're dwindling. The pressure is on, and there you have it. When you think Yoon had the upper hand, it turned up against them.
Yep. Tables have been turned yet again just after they found out how they got pincered. That is the biggest thing about it. Like, they were just trapped over at that little cubby outside of that market position. Like, they were confident that once they got the spike, all that they needed to do was huddle up in that one corner. But all around them, what they didn't know was that they were getting pincered because they were held up on that one cubby. Somebody was already pushing up on that mid-top position, and the Gecko wasn't enough to do something about that. Mascami and Sigmunder were fully trusted into holding that market door. But the market door wasn't the biggest threat anyway. It's the fact that they were getting pincered on both fronts.
Yeah, I still just did not expect them to do that. They thought they're gonna go all the way back, but you have to understand the potential of the amount of openings that they can go around. You know, you just have to solidify repositioning yourself and towards mid. It almost felt like they had the opportunity, but that opportunity wasn't actually an opportunity. It was a bait, it was a trap. It turned against them more than it being an advantage to them instead.
WKNK solidify this and justify that the fact that they got double digits now with, I wouldn't say a relatively healthy buy, something that's a little bit expected considering the outcome from the previous round. This buy is going to be important for Oyun. Then these two Vandals that they got purchased up for themselves is what's going to be the difference maker for them, since Sigmunder, Isolid, not Flick also do not have the best guns in the pocket. Well, they do, but They don't have the safety net of the next coming round anyways. Market positioned open yet again. Door being destroyed. Mid-top also under scrutiny. Put down the smoke. And that's when you also have to think on where they're going to be pushing up to now. Because mid-top is also something that they've also tried to push on. Market has always been their entry onto the B side, ignoring the Cypher, ignoring the threat of that Sentinel, and giving the fact up, seeing that B side is always open for the taking.
Top looks like the go-to direction of them instead, but I don't think anyone else here other than mine would have been nice if there's a crossfire currently stationed. He's gonna go for the flash. Mazkumi will be able to find a position, but gets carried or killed himself instead. Akai and Dutch finding these kills, trading things off. Yes, Isol gets something out of it, but mine, what can you do when you're all alone to your own device? Nothing much to say. As Isolate,
30 seconds left.
yes, you're a Cypher, but 77 HP ain't gonna do much, and economic-wise, you know, this puts them back in a major damage. As right around the corner, that's where Dutch is.
Nothing we can do about that. Probably the thought of saving was lingering in his mind. That's why the hesitation was coming down for him. But, and again, this is WKNK, and the safety net of that much money into the next coming round, them having more confidence to take these picks, these mid-top pushes, and considering the double face that they got, they're confident, trusting into Akai and Vague to make these decisions for them, leading the charges every single time. So 11-6, penultimate match point for WKNK, needing one more to reach that. In fact, but OU not looking like their best sort, because now the buy is looking rather faulty across the board. Light shields, in fact, for everybody. They do have the one-tap weapons, Guardian and Vandal, respectively, but it's not the most stable buy. I mean, they lose this, they have nothing. Nothing at all, especially in the losing round, especially if they do get match point to WKNK, they'll be throwing what? Noodles at them?
I wouldn't say noodles. I mean, they're sheriffs still, right? That does quite a lot of damage, but still, like when you look at it, right, it's a do or die situation. They already pushed into a corner where a force needs to happen, and if this doesn't work, what else is gonna work for them? This could be a formality as it is. It's just depending on how things will go in this round alone, and it weighs quite a lot on the shoulders of the defending champions, Oyun. One more round is all it takes for match point, but will they give it away for scot-free, or will they fight until the bitter end is the question here. Sigmunder at least gets a couple of chip damage towards Akai, but that's not going to stop the monster that is Akai in this server.
No, definitely not. The fact that they invest 2 people on market means they won't close the market door. They'll be close enough to double flank this if they decide to go through that house position, but unbeknownst to Oyun, WKNK, reaching a little bit too deep over to that A site position. They're also pinging to where they want to put that paranoia up online, and that's where the Omen is also positioned. So if they do decide to go on through, that Omen is gonna get blinded, not Blake, is not gonna pick anybody. Akai push it down, paranoia up online. He has nowhere else to run but die to the hands of Big. 3 kills. WKNK have A site on lockdown, leaving Isolid and Mind to do nothing but watch.
All you gotta do is never give up, I guess. But then Neural Taft puts his hat down to say, guys, I have no hair. Dies immediately, you know? So what can you do, man? One can dream, one can dream. Now that they don't have anything in terms of credit-wise, boy, is it really looking bad for Oyun here. I don't know, man. It's tough. Honestly, it's so tough.
Yeah. Apparently, it's just gonna be one heck of a sprint now for WKNK. They were foaming at the mouth yesterday just to get that grand final spot, and finally they get it 24 hours later. 12-6. Cut in half is Oyun. The defending champions might actually get nixed out of the semifinals very early on now, not reaching their destiny. Braggers already shaping up their competition, watching through the sidelines, knowing what they're going to be expecting out of whoever wins out of this, almost seems like WK and K are trying to get themselves that grand final spot now. They got all the buys in the world. They also have 3 ultimates to be up and checked. And the perfect ulti to start that with is Toon and his Nightfall. Because now that could be a huge tool for them to push on to one side of the map. But WKNK have been forcing that mid-top position so early on every single time. Especially when they were on the second half. Because that gives a lot of pressure to both that B main and A main extremity. Pulling out of those rotations. Forced to off that mid-top. Respecting that nobody is lurking anyways from that OU or that WKNK side. Just respecting that front line has always been their strong point, but investing too many players has always been a double-edged blade that WKNK have been abusing so far.
And there's a lot of frustrations coming from the side of Oyun where things just should have worked in their favor, but not finding it at all. Now, it does look like we might see something different. Maybe this is going to be the Omega play that they're going to be looking for, is to take mid control, maybe play aggressive and hope for the best and get those kills if they can. Fight them head on if they may. That is what they're doing, hoping to find those gunfire shots, but not really connecting to what they want it to be. As Akai, again, with, I guess, 27 kills on his name. So, this man, he's feeling so good with how well he's been playing in this map alone. And the neural theft will give a lot of information on where they're currently set up.
Yep. You see the B main split his head onto Toon and Koji just want to take the grand finals and they want to go at it right now. Pushing to isolate
no.
Mind all alone. 1v4, sheriff in hand. Does get the pick off to Koji, but it's all done and dusted unless Mind makes a miracle happen. But it's a 1v3, man. And all he had was the wingman plus the Dizzy to come on down, but both his companions almost gonna leave him to die. Everybody else from Oyun swamped up because of the B main split. He pick up the wingman just to get some safety net, but I think it's just the bitter end now for Oyun. Zakai, well, he's holding the angle, holding his nerve, knowing it, and leaving the wingman over to the spike defuse, but it's all done but dusted. Dutch with the last frag. WKNK, welcome to the grand finals.
Congratulations to them. They played really well, especially all of their players really popping up and showing them that they have what it takes to be part of this grand finals up against Fraggers. But fret not, by the way, if you are a fan of Oyun, they still have a chance to be in the top 3, but they're going to be playing up against Forsaken. Now, with that all said and done, Fraggers versus WKNK, that is looking rather cool. I mean, if this game alone was really pushing it to the edge of things in map number 3, which, by the way, was the first, I guess, map 3 ever in this current tournament. So that was the first one ever. Now the question is, will we see it again happen in Fraggers versus WKNK, or will it be another dominating performance from either or from these two teams?
Yeah, and I'm looking at like a lot of head-to-heads that I'm already thinking about. So like, imagine Aim Hunter versus Akai now, and that's already been like a grand finals that we already watched from one of the previous Dubai Police Esports tournaments before. So this is almost like a well-oiled revenge match for, well, whoever lost that previous game. I believe it was Oyun who also lost that, or I believe it was I believe Aim Hunter won that last previous grand final. So I guess this is revenge for, I guess, Akai, since he did lose that Breeze game, if I do say so myself. So we're gonna have to see if he will pull out that revenge match entirely, because Fraggers are the ones who were in the grand finals before, but now coming up against them is going to be the side of WKNK. They come up with a new form, a new roster, but will they in fact deliver? We will find out after this very, very short break. Me and Caster JT will be right back for the Dubai Police Esports Tournament Ramadan Edition Grand Finals.
girls wind up on the dance floor. All the girls wind up on the dance floor. Right here, standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise I'll be all that you want. So let me in my heart before. Let me in. Oh, your love explodes. Our heart implodes. Your love explodes. Our hearts implode.
At first I sent the link and she was petrified. Kept thinking she would be a victim of my scam and lies.
But then I read a few lines and the grammar was all wrong. The hunch grew strong. He was trying to scam me all along, so I blocked his hack and reported the fraud.
Oh, she even blocked my number and my phone calls from abroad.
They'll try to tempt you with rewards and a fake prize.
You shouldn't crumble. You should report these shady guys.
Well, no, not I will survive for as long as I report the fraud.
I know they won't survive.
I've got great advice to give.
Reporting is imperative.
They won't survive.
I won't survive. Scammers these days have a no new trend. It's a call from the police, but it's all pretend.
And you'll regret it later if you don't report the call.
But that's not all. They'll get all your details, they'll have it all. So take their advice and report our lies.
Just call now and give these guys a rude surprise.
I've got great advice to give. Reporting is imperative.
I will survive. I will survive. Hey, hey.
Well, it is now or never for both WKNK and Fraggers as they head on into the grand finals, where we'll now have our final bout, the best of three for the 30,000 AED. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Ramadan edition for the Dubai Police Esports Tournament. My name is Ramon. With me is caster JT. We have been casting the semifinals for the better half of the last hour. Now we are in the end game, the last line of defense for both teams as we head on into the last best of three of the day. My goodness, JT, we have come a long
Yes, we
way.
have. I can't believe it. We are at the final match where every marble matter. The grand finals, the grand smackaroo, who will be crowned the champions. Now, before we continue on, babbling about it, I just want to say, in terms of track record, WKNK, they've joined the Dubai Police Esports tournaments numerous times with numerous rosters. But this is the first time the team name itself has made it this far. This is the first ever grand final that they have made it into. Meanwhile, Fraggers, this is not their first. They won the Dubai Police Esports Tournament 2023 that happened in December. They played up against Team Falcons, which was, Akai, which, by the way, is playing currently with WKNK as of the moment for this tournament. They won against them 2-1 in the best of three. So they had a good track record of being champions because they were previous champions to the Dubai Police Esports. Meanwhile, the team of Team WKNK, this is their first time. Their first time being part of the grand finals, their first time being so close to the throne, being so close to being named the champions. And this best of three, I will definitely see WKNK step it up to the max because they want to grab that crown.
Yeah, a first for Koji, Toon, and Dutch, but familiar territory for Akai himself. As you mentioned, he was the duelist from Team Falcons, and of course he was a standout. Of course he was one of the bigger performers in that latter part of the 2020 Dubai Police Esports Tournament. Now he is in a new team, he is in a new environment, and under a new system, he will perform with flying colors. But now they're up against a very familiar opponent in the team of Fraggers, which, as you said, they already know the taste of victory and they already have experience with becoming the glorious, victorious team that they have been shaping up to be and how they have been performing all throughout in history of the Dubai Police Esports Tournament. As we shape up the bracket, we already saw who has toppled and who has been forgotten all throughout this bracket. We got Peacemakers, who were the first formidable opponent the Fraggers have been performing against. Right after they got taken down by the Fraggers team themselves, Team Forsaken, the same on the throne. Well, Fraggers heading on into the grand finals because of that. While for WKNK, they got Team Shiab 1-0 very early on, pipped the path, also the same victim. And with a very, very close game against Oyun, WKNK might be warmed up for this grand finals alone.
Especially judging on how Akai has been playing, man. That guy had 27, 28 kills on the first, or of course, it was the first map of this tournament that we casted on this day, but that was map number 3 where he just popped off. He was on fire, on point, and grabbing kills left and right. No matter who it was, he would take that duel, and he's not afraid to man up and play aggressive. And that's pretty interesting to see. Like having a star player like Akai just do these type of things where it really makes you question, like, how do I win up against him? But let's not forget Fraggers. These are staple players, staple names. DV Dov, Vic is also playing there. So there's a lot of players in their area where they can definitely push up to shove. They can be a very formidable team.
Yeah, the new faces across the board yet again for the Fragger side. I mean, it's only Vic who's the new face on the squad, if I'd rather say so, because now he's shown up to be a really good duelist player for the side of Fraggers, right? He has been formidable on the jet role. He has shown that he is comfortable on a role that he has been put onto on Fraggers on such short notice too, because right before that, Fraggers had a different helm, a different duelist player with a very, very aggressive mindset. Now we have Vic, who has the same aggressive tendencies, but now takes fights very, very smartly. So a very big, valuable asset for the side of Fraggers that is shaping up to be a dangerous weapon in their hands when they have the best mindset for it. Now, against WKNK, they face up against one of their stronger duelist players, one of their stronger, more experienced players to the hands of Akai, who we have known to be a prodigy, but now he's under a very strong system that's led by really strong names that also have a lot of experience in the LAN setup over at the Dubai Police Esports Tournament, right? So going to be very formidable, a very, very interesting matchup between these two teams. Like you mentioned, WKNK as an organization, as you know, most of these players don't even have any experience having up into a grand finals before, but now that they do, are the nerves going to kick in? Are the decisions going to be crystal clear? Because sometimes they just come up to you that you don't really
Mhm.
expect it at times, and sometimes it clouds your
It's
judgment.
a mixed ball here, right? It's always about the opener. How well do the pistol rounds start? How well do the following rounds go? Right? It all depends on these type of stuff. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, these are the map picks that we currently have, which is gonna be the first map is Lotus, second map will be Sunset, and the Cider will be on Split. And I was talking about it, right? It's either gonna be a lot of nerves or it's gonna be a burst of energy, right? Where you're able to play so well just because, guys, we made it to the grand finals, and this is something to be proud of. It's something that they should hold themselves onto. That this is an achievement alone as a team, WKNK, a first, and could be the first time they're also going to be crowned champions if they play their cards right, and that is if they do, and if they can really capitalize their team play, which we did see them do really well with the way they're using their utilities and towards Sunset. Let's see if they can do that this time on Lotus playing up against Fraggers, which Fraggers, by the way, they do love playing the double duelists.
Yeah, always the double duelist comp that we have entrusted to expect them to use, right? Now that gives a question to decide on WK&K if they're prepared to counteract this double duelist comp, right? Because you know that they're gonna be playing that double dive comp, Jet on Vic, and then you put Aim Hunter on the race position. But he sometimes like to pull out the Reina at sometimes, right? He pulled that out in one of the previous Dubai Police Esports Grand Finals where he faced up against Team Falcons and Nakai was a huge, huge opponent for them, but Aim Hunter has always shut him down whenever he tries to go for the entry. Now, that was when he was playing the Jet, and Aim Hunter was playing the Reyna by that time. There was also an ace where Akai also used to elevate that Breeze game where they got themselves in the running for the first round victory, but that also speaks to Fraggers and their mental capability because when they were down 0-1, they were able to bounce back. They were able to fight hard and get that reverse sweep going on into that best of three. So will history repeat itself, especially with Akai being their biggest enemy, their biggest, I guess, catapult if they're ever gonna try to like counter this guy? Because now that he's gonna be up against them yet again, will the same nerves kick in, or will this guy actually become the bane of their existence now that he's in the grand finals again?
That's the major question, and it's just a matter of time before we will see the answers here. Maybe gameplay here from Fraggers is shut down the Kai and not give him the game that he wants, because once he activates, he zones in. He finds those plays, he finds those opportunities, and whenever there's holes in your defense, he capitalizes, and that's what you not want to see, right? When they capitalize on these type of things. Now, Lotus, both of these teams are all about double duelist setups. They love their duelists. They love being able to enter quick and easy. As you can tell already, Vic and Aim Hunter currently have the double duelist. Meanwhile, on the other side, it will be Akai
Mm.
and a Vig. Quite a different in terms of, I guess, on their setup wise, where they'll go for the Brim instead on the other side, as well as a Cypher. What is your take with that compared to a Killjoy and a Sky?
Well, it's gonna be the breach for tune at this point for Koji, right? On the cipher. I think that also speaks to the difference with how they're able to like control that B site, because if the Killjoy is the one setting up on B, then the turret is at least easier to use if you want to control the lurker, because sometimes the lurker can sometimes shoot the tripwire, but the turret already gives info easier compared to how the Cypher could be, unless the communication is as crystal cut clear as what we would expect from whoever is using that killjoy, right? So
Mhm.
I feel like that also speaks to the mechanical ease of use that the Killjoy also has in holding the site itself, not necessarily against Lurker, but necessarily against rushes or somebody likes to dive in. Because you remember the last time that we casted Lotus, right? You remember the Jet who was pushing in over at C, where they're also stopped by Mollies, also stopped by every single part of the Molly set up by Viper as well as the Killjoy. Cypher doesn't have something like that. He's relied upon his tripwires and his guns to make the work for him, which I would say has the same use case, but doesn't have the same ease of use that both the Viper and the Killjoy has set up for him. So that's the difference that I'm seeing. I want to see if they're able to double down on firepower because we're heading on into the pistol round. WKNK will start on the attack. They're going to be dashing in over to the rubble position, just challenging everybody from fraggers, but they are prepared for this. Rotating back on that mount position to challenge the Killjoy solo, anchoring the site for the team.
Yeah, and it did look like he did get back down quite a bit as he was fighting up against the Rays. 13 HP currently, no swarm detected, so can't really do much about it. He's gonna probably have to wait for his team before he makes a play, but tags down Vega as well, so a couple of players rather low, being able to dodge from behind. I don't think they know he's there as of the moment, as they're able to at least get a couple of kills.
Ooh.
Will it work out in their favor? The question here is EB with that classic understand there is somebody close by around the corner. As the time is ticking, they need to make a quick play. The flash will be there. Casper immediately gets traded off. Will it work out? Vic 10 HP. EB also rather low, hoping for the best as he's playing inside the smoke. In and out he goes. That is vague. I think they have it here, Ramon. It's gonna be so hard for EB as he gets caught out.
Yeah, I mean, what a beautiful response from the WKNK side, just recognizing that the flank comes in, knows that since that rubble control was the early route for their aggress over to the A side, they decided to go for Mound, and when they pushed Mound, that was Fragger's opportunity to try to go for the full flank out, but the flank was recognized. Dutch holding that same flank, plus the early smoke out from EB gave a lot of coverage for Vig to play around the smoke given to them by his own opponents. The 1 HP difference didn't matter too much at all after that. And Vic really marshaled by, just giving him the coverage to control that A side for free. Akai winning the fight yet again. The Bulldog making a lot of damage, a lot of value. And especially since it is the smoker that was destroyed, nothing to uphold anymore for the long angles. Aim Hunter, at least he gets one here. Not sure if actually doing a bit of damage through to get the upgrade from the pistol, but Kai ready to take the picking for again.
Flash is there. They play it tremendously. It's so hard to push towards this as Akai getting the kill towards Casper. Casper could not land the crosshair at the right place at the right time. This time, in the fragger side of things, the duelist, the double duelist, what can they do with the guns that they have at hand here? Yes, they have a Bulldog. Will it work out though? They're kind of spread thin to a disaster as Dune is able to find winning an easy work on Vic and Name Hunter. So, bonus round won by WKNK. And this time, Fraggers with their buy round. It's going to matter a lot here. They have to make it work. Because if it doesn't, they're going to get pushed back quite a bit. And one thing to note of, they've been entering C-side. And it didn't even look that hard for them at all.
Yeah, definitely not. Especially with EB being a little too close for comfort on trying to see if he can get some space over at mount position. Seemingly to try to get at least a bit of an angle to actually secure that side of the map. However, Kai, quick to adjust, quick to recognize himself that first summoning pick off just to get some value out of the Bulldog being brought up into display. Kai now giving the Bulldog onto one of his setup players, probably over to Dutch, who didn't have the Bulldog from the previous round, but now Akai gives him that. And the Outlaw now being into play. Now, this is pretty unusual because usually you'd expect the Outlaw to be given to at least a defensive player, somebody from the CT side. But it's Akai on the attack, on the raise, who wants to pick up the Outlaw for himself. Now, what does that mean? It means that every single bullet shot by Akai from this Outlaw will be one shot to the body on every single member across the board from Fraggers, recognizing that they at least got a mixed buy from the previous round. They knew that a lot of them bought the Sheriffs anyway. So the immediate response to that was to get the gun that was one hit body shot all across the board when you know that they have the light shields.
Or, Akai just wants to peek towards A long and then swap guns with one of the players, and go for a bulldog afterwards because he wants to be a bit more proactive. Like when you think about Akai, he's more of that in-your-face type of player, right? So it could go either way here. Either he goes to A long, look for a kill. If he doesn't find anyone, swap guns with his teammates, and then just rush towards them and take a fight head on. Meanwhile, though, this time in towards the C side, Davidov, maybe nerves are getting into him or not, but he's been struggling and trying to take this side, on his hands if he can. As the resume will be there. Let's see how the story unfolds here, Ramon. As it looks like Vic might go for an aggressive peek towards Spawn if he does, or he just hides in a corner and hopes for the best.
Yeah, Outlaw already made his presence known. You can see that EB is also paired up for B main Paranoia, but since everybody from WKNK are a bit slow on the approach, they don't expect Vic to actually push on down. EB with that Paranoia was a little too late to the cause, giving the window of opportunity for Dutch to get that second frag up for the squad. 4 versus 4 fraggers. A little slow on the approach now. WKNK getting themselves at B main space, leaving A site on an island, just letting that C mount control up for grabs out for the Cypher. You also see that early smoke out. They could use that for the door to be opened up. They don't know if they're still pushing on to B main, but little unbeknownst to them, DB Dom is still on the site. Folded up by Akai, up on top of the angle, wall bang down to the ground. 4v3 right after a beautiful adjustment from WKNK and the rotate onto the C side
Akai should
itself.
have been killed there. I have no idea how he survived it, but somehow finds the wall bang. Meanwhile, though, they're just pushing towards the side, being scattered around into the fray. Akai again finding those kills as Casper. What can you do? All your team is dead, and so are you. Akai with a triple with a 4 HP. This guy is activated. He is zoned in. Meanwhile, inside of Fraggers, I don't know how warmed up they are because it looks like they're having cold feet. The aim is not there.
Almost like they a little bit more time in the range anyways, no? But I think it's also the setup for WKNK side, right? I mean, Fraggers was prepared for any aggressive pushes on both the A side and B. You can see that EB and Vic were primed up for the 4 positions for Vic, supported by that Paranoia. But because WKNK decided to approach this a little bit slowly, Toon still held on to his fault line. Now Koji contesting, doesn't know about 3 players. Showstopper commenced, and Hunter lands onto the rocket, pulling a lot of value out of the OT. And WKNK, surprised by the outcome of Fraggers, surprised because of the aggressive they got on Rubble, forced out into that mount position, now playing into the Killjoy utility.
Losing 2 though was not really ideal the side of Fraggers, but it is what it is. You got to do with what you have and hope for the best as the C side push yet again gonna come from WKNK. The setup is there. They're quite ready with what we have. The Showstopper currently released. They're not checking their corners. EB whiffs those shots! Crucial ones, in fact. Could have been the game changer for the team, but that whiff, it's gonna haunt them there.
Spike planted.
Yeah, Casper, 1v3 now, spotted. Yakai now knows where he's coming from. Toon ready with the fault line, just needing the contact from the close waterfall player. Nakai jump peeks, nose jiggles into the Paranoia. We go. Akai, perfect triple just after a beautiful readjustment yet again from WKNK. You noted the whiff out from the Sheriff, and you already thought that EB had the perfect cross, but the quick adjustment from WKNK was just the final nail in the coffin. A perfect 4-round winning streak for WKNK. They start their campaign into the grand finals with a 9-1-1 on Akai. The guy that you need to support on all times is now showing why he is a world-class duelist on the Rays.
It's looking monstrous as of the moment as Fraggers yet again, Vic going for the aggressive push, but the duel again, the 1v1s versus Akai. Each time you try to fight this guy, it's just no way he can win. As Aim Hunter answers back with Casper to spray down his hair. He finds the kills. Crucial for the team. They needed this. They need a round badly to recover slowly but surely. As Koji, he's all alone here. By his lonesome, what can he do?
Cage triggered.
Yeah, Skoji already isolated away from the team, so he has to pick up the spike. And good thing that the smoke has been put down on main, so Koji has enough time to rotate back on, get the spike back. Possibly just rotate on around, but also he's staying away, seeing get the long angle on EB. Also controlling that A main cross, gets the spike on. And Aim Hunter is also trying to hold for the cross anyway, so noted by his position. Takes every single angle as slowly as possible. Door opened, and that's when you know that Koji is going to be in a lot of trouble, because now everybody from Fraggers knows where he's coming from. EB with one shot to the dome of Koji. Enough to deny the 1v3 clutch. Fraggers, cool, calm, and collectively now knowing that the early fights have always been the key towards their victories.
You gotta hand it to them too, right? They were 3 in A, expecting for that push, expecting them to go for an aggressive play, and they are able to find it. They were able to find the kill. Although Vic does lose the duel up against Akai, but the crossfire coming from Casper, as well as Aim Hunter, like you said, this guy, if he zones in, he finds those opportunities. And they're doing the play again. It's the same scenario, the same thing that we saw, but this time, Vic couldn't even see a single thing. As Vic, they're pushing in. They know where the players are hiding. They know where they're located, and they're gonna find those kills.
Man, just the aggressive positioning again from Akai. Dutch getting the double. And you know that this team is all warmed up, because back in the semifinals, they showed their form, and they're proving that they're contending against the best in the Dubai Police Esports Tournament. DB Dub, 1v5, impossible, improbable, yes, but at least he gets one. Chapter 1, knocked down to the ground. Koji, he gets that last one, 5-1, WKNK. This is the thing about getting the semifinals game on the same day as the grand finals. They're warmed up. They are primed up and ready to take the fight to them. Vig and Akai had no hesitation to take the rubble control. And when they fought that A main side for that close, that you'd know that it was a winning round for WKNK at that.
Which is very concerning, because the frags that we saw yesterday when they're up against Team Forsaken, they were phenomenal. Vic was popping off, but this time, each time he goes for an aggressive play, he gets denied so quickly that he becomes a non-factor, and that's not what you want to see here coming from Vic.
Are you taking his time, pushing over to that A main extremity? This is the thing about early smoking on A main. Giving the space up towards one of your lurkers. The 1-3-1 setup does work wonders for the WKNK side. Early smoke out as well on B, just giving amount of coverage over to the door position. Mound, B, and A are all deeply covered by everyone on WKNK. Vogue! What is that shorty shot? Already expecting through the smoke as well. Akai, second frag in, 2 HP, and a nightmare for everyone on Fraggers, giving that B side space up, but as he opens the door, it closes on Koji with a sheriff shot.
Yeah, that was too risky, man. They opened the door hoping to get something out of it, but meanwhile, Vic able to get the lurker as they're gonna try to take the retake on the side. Looks like it's not gonna work out in their favor, as they're just picking them off one by one as the captain or the cookie crumbles. They sink like a ship, and it's not looking good. The momentum on WKNK looks unstoppable here, Ramon. They can't let this continue on. They're bleeding way too much that they have to cover things up in their end.
Yeah, I'm also looking at a tactical timeout too, but where is it? Where is this attempt at trying to stop the momentum, right? Anything available to your resources. Anything to try to put a pause onto a very, very warmed up WKNK. Unfortunately, Fraggers just decide to steam barrel roll this round now. Source Hopper up online, over to that mount position. Aim Hunter ready to cross it down, but doesn't hit onto everyone.
One way.
They are just holding the smoke and knows that Akai is up and ready to take the fight. So DB Dob takes advantage. Vic, second frag, operator. Up and ready again over to the A site defense as Vig has opened up the site on B, letting DB Dob use all of his utility, but doesn't know that Vig is up on top and up on upper. Leaving Tune on an island. Crossfire set up. Vig one shot, two from the jet. This guy is unstoppable.
I don't know, it's gonna so hard to try and retake this. You have Vic with an operator. I mean, it's not the ideal gun to push through towards this as a clear way of looking onward towards EBS. So information has been given, and it doesn't seem like they're going to continue on towards the B side. They're going to go for the duel. They're going to go for the fight on towards C. And I don't know if it's going to work out in their favor. The Paranoia will be there. They have the smoke to slow them down for Fragger's side, but they're still going to bite the bullet. You want to go for the push. You want to go for the play. But it would look rather scary, Ramon, if they do. So B side, that's where they're going. They're heading back to the safety net that they need.
Yeah, it's leaving B side open just means that Vic and the Omen just need to take care where they're gonna put.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Cover going out.
Smoke. And it's all left up on him. Smoke on down to the bomb, but doesn't know where Vig's coming from. He missed the shot.
He knows.
Now gives an equal shot to both teams. Now through the smoke, but Vig! Almost like he has x-ray glasses, expecting where EB's gonna be coming from. 7-1. WKNK decisively taking the call to take that B-link control. And when they planted the spike down, it was almost like a 50-50, but when the Omen fell down, that was when Vig got himself the triple.
And we're back on an eco. I mean, EB, he wanted to, I don't know, like he wanted to be able to go for a fake defuse, but instead of working in his favor, spray and pray, that's all it took for him to fall down immediately. So, not looking good. And you know what else is not looking good? Fraggers. Nothing in their name, no money, no hustle, no nothing. Can't bustle on towards this full buy from WKNK. What's his sheriff's gonna do if you can't even land those crucial shots that they've been looking for? As so far, it's been looking like a massive onslaught as Dutch rushes on towards the smoke, even finds those quick and easy kills. No way, Jose. It's not looking good here.
Pico to the smoke, and Dutch makes it a triple kill. This guy is just extra crispy. Knowing how he positions himself and almost like he's expecting his opponents at every turn. 2 versus 4 in Euro Theft Online, EB. A little too late to the party. Flank on and almost like expecting where they're going to be coming from. So we smoke off that one extremity where they could push on. You have the option of the door, but also covered by the breach. Didn't even think about doing so entirely. EB pushes, and again, an ace for Dutch. This guy is on another level, and he is demonstrating it here on the grand final stage. Welcome, WKNK, and congratulations to Dutch and his 5 kills from that.
Now, before we continue on, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget, to be sure to follow or subscribe on wherever we're currently casting. Maybe on Twitch, maybe on the Facebook page of Dubai Police channel, or on YouTube. Be sure to follow or subscribe to see more future tournaments, which, by the way, they have been continuing to support esports in the Middle East, in Dubai specifically, because they are true champions to be able to give us this quality matches that we see in our very screens right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we get to see more improvement from the players, as what we're hoping for is more improvement on fraggers. Man, it's been looking tough as an onslaught of 8 rounds already on the name of WKNK and only 1 on fraggers as they go for the seaside with completely almost no contestation.
Yeah. It's almost like fraggers aren't even keen on taking that full control anyway, no? Rolling Thunder. And they also get the seaside for free. Yes, they do actually use it on the Raze anyway, so Vega pushes solo because the Raze wasn't with him. I wonder why. I wonder why. Anyways, Dutch pushes second frag in. Akai and Koji a little late, but at least they got the spike plan anyway here. 4 versus 3, and Showstopper out. Doesn't connect onto the waterfall player. And Koji just puts a final nail on it. Triple kill, in fact, 1v4. TV Dov. Nothing he can do about this. Double face up for everyone on WKNK. 9-1. Yep. It's that clean. You know, a little bit of chinks here and there, but I guess we could forget that Akai was also like stunned up because of the Rolling Thunder. That didn't happen.
Hey. We saw nothing, guys. It was all part of the plan. They're probably making Vig be the new star player. Let Akai sit down for this.
Yo. It is what it is.
It definitely is. I mean, no other way to phrase it, right? It is what it is. And it still worked out in their favor. So who's there to complain, honestly, as DV Dov yet again falling down. Come on, it's looking like a complete outclass here with the neural tap. You're gonna be able to figure out what players are currently on towards the C side. You already know who's inside there and their positioning. So no words for Akai to play aggressively, but go forward towards the B side instead. But are getting inside. They're getting sandwiched from all corners of the world. Let's see how well that works out in their favor.
Casper starting off again cleanly, entering on just with those seekers. Forward positioning held on. CT already crawled up by the jet, but everybody from Fraggers want to take that from the back lines. B main controlled, 3 players stacked up just to see they can retake all the way from B main. Casper, the friendly ghost, makes his presence known. Second from Aim Hunter, leaving altitude. 1-2 punch, defusing on, doesn't stick because Casper knows that he's gonna peek anyway. Fraggers, by the skin of their teeth, relied upon by Casper, the friendly ghost.
One enemy remaining.
Man, he almost clutched it out. Too close to comfort there if you were in the side of Fraggers, because it was looking rather bad for them if he didn't get much out of it. So they do win a round, but still a tall mountain to climb, right? It's what, 7 rounds difference currently as of the moment, and it looks to climb much bigger. But at least they put themselves in a much better prospect of things, as they do have a full buy.
Dash in, Vic, or expected paranoia through the smoke as well. Doesn't check it, sprays on through, doesn't even attempt to push on because they know that there's somebody inside and they take care of him. 2 in fact, 2 traded off, 3 another. And Fraggers stolen upon, destroyed, dismantled, nothing to do but die as Dutch take cares of EB. The smoker falling down again. DB Dov not on the chamber anymore. Already everything to do but nothing to use it with. Lockdown in place now, almost like it's a formality, but again, it's the aggressiveness from WKNK that's always given them the edge.
Dog, might as well try your best, but at the end of the day, your best is not good enough. As WKNK putting up work, showing that they have what it takes to take the first map if given the possibility. As you can tell by the kill feeds, as of the moment, Akai with 17 and Dutch on the 15 frags of his very own. These players are activating each other, and they have been playing phenomenal. We were expecting a good hold as well on towards the C side with Dividov, but it just felt like there was no impact with how well Akai has just been able to enter and take control of things. Now that we switch things around, though, 8 rounds difference. You're all playing the music of WKNK, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna stop anytime soon.
Definitely not. The only setup that could counter them was the triple stack from the A side, but it's all the way to the other side of the map. The paranoia to stop Vic from taking rubble. Not even a fault line to halt them from pushing on from that aiming extremity, just to smoke on down. But it also gives them that amount of cover to destroy that market door. And DP Dom left on an island. He is comfortable, so he gets one. Batoon follows it up with a trade here, 4 versus 4. But yes, they reset back online. Yes, they got rubble control. They opened the door, but they didn't commit onto that side of the map. They just leave him to push on as the insurance policy spotted EB. And the Sheriff Online picked it up just from the brink of death. DB Dub giving up the space, giving up all his teammates just so that they have the space over towards SC side. Toon and EB traded off. Right click and hand touch. 2 kills from the Omen. And a 1v3 for EB. An impossible task at hand as they try to rush him down. Giving 1v1 fights all around. A triple phase in fact could be possible. Starts with one. Akai, the first challenger, steps up to the plate and he will be successful.
The pistol rounds, they needed badly to set a good precedent for them going on to the following round, because it's going to be a bonus round, right? So in this type of situation that you're in, Ramon, you either save us to see another day or you force it. And I feel like the only play you can get here is force it. You know, there's no point saving. You just have to take it as it is and just hope for the best that you get something out of it. But even if you do, you're gonna be up against Vandals the next round. So it's just like you're at the bitter end of things where it's so difficult, but you just have to do it. You just have to hope that things will work out. Now it's just a matter of time to see if it will work out as the B take, the B hit. It looks rather good.
Yeah, Paranoia. Lined up by Dutch though. It's just spotted, knowing Aim Hunter lone on an island and crossed by because of that Paranoia set up. Akai followed up yet again. Spectre buy, and again the buy round. Just too insurmountable. Something that they cannot counter. And although it was something bold that they wanted to do, A main control at knew Cypher was already set up over at A, so they decided to open the door, but they faced up against Akai and the Spectre in hand, as well as Dutch to hold on that B site control. 12-2. Match point for WKNK, and well, Akai is one step closer to achieving his destiny, taking revenge against Fraggers who he lost against.
Yeah, and that was with his main team. This is just a couple of friends that he just joined, and they're just creating havoc, massacre with Dutch, who didn't even be able to reach, you know, the final. So this is so interesting to see on how well that they're performing as a unit, as a team, with the communication. How does it work with the shot calling? Everything has been perfect so far. And now that they're up against a full buy, you know, it's in an awkward spot. You know, it's either it works or it doesn't, but you're living on thin ice here.
My camera is this.
Every step is almost like you're walking on thin ice now, so be careful not to drown into the waters. Free position set up, smoked out in towards A. Everybody controlling Cypher and his utility. Koji gets one, but already run and gunned down by Casper and his Spectre. So early only onto the A site. They also limit the options for Dutch to come on down to that stairs position, controlled because of the Killjoy util. So be careful about where he's coming from. Vague leading the charge into the post plant. We go. Everyone from WKNK primed up towards that side of the map. You can see that Akai is also trying to see any sort of control over that top position. Does find one over to Casper. Blind out just so that they delay the inevitable. Push on. Vague at least gets one. That's the Outlaw in check yet again. 2 versus 2 evened up. And
that's
another
big
from Vague. All in a 1v2. DV Dub sprays on and gets the skewer that they were looking for to get the 3rd round win.
They live to see another round. I mean, like I said, thin ice. It's still a much needed one, but in terms of an economy, barely anything, right? Barely anything. Yeah, you won, but there's nothing much. You're still on light armor. It's not even a full buy, even the Bulldog, so you can't necessarily say it's a big victory, but baby steps is what they call it, right? When you're being pushed into this situation, baby steps. One
Baby
round
steps.
at a time. That's all you need. You slowly come back, which, by the way, would be super impressive if they can.
Hey, we've seen magical things before, man. We've seen magical things happen before. We come back like this, then, you know, and make a miracle happen. They peeking on!
Strike down A.
But even though they are blinded, they almost expect them. Does get one, in fact, but will that be enough for them? Because they're primed up to take that A-side control. Tune, long range tap over from that Guardian shot. And what do you know? It's an early 3 versus 4, in fact, and almost like WKNK are ready to steal Lotus map away.
Yeah, it's beginning to look like a formality here where there's nothing much that they can do. Honestly, it's gonna be mass hysteria if they do win it out somehow, one way or another. But they're never gonna back down from a fight. They're still gonna give their all.
Ooh.
Akai! That was a
30
bit
seconds
too stretching it, I would say, at most. But it's just he knows where they are. They go for the fault line, hoping to get a kill. He does get at one towards Big and EV left alone when he used the rolling thunder.
One
Yeah,
enemy
Anton
remaining.
down, and he just running into Guardian's crosshair now. 1v3, DB Dav running into another shot from Koji, and he only needed one bullet to sacrifice the killjoy off the back of this 13-3. WKNK securing the first map of the grand finals, and what a way to show it right here. Displaying dominance across the one team that has been inhibiting Akai to get his first championship win. Fraggers lose that one map pick, and unfortunate for them, because now they're heading on into the playground of WKNK.
Sunset. We're going to Sunset, guys. That's map number 2, and it's going to be looking scary because we just saw the performance coming from WKNK on towards Sunset, and it looked really well. The way they were playing and how aggressive they are able to move around the map and just take control of things. So if you're on the side of Fraggers, you just have to get a massive reset. Like map 1 never happened. That was just warm up. You know, you just got to tell yourself to make you feel like we still got this. Even if you lose map 1, we have map 2, and we could just bounce back from this. But the question is, will they be able to bounce back? Especially on how well Akai has been playing. Not only Akai, but even Dutch has been playing out of his mind. Everybody from the side of WKNK using their utilities. They may not be getting kills, but the way they use their utils have been on point. So a lot of questions now being tossed towards Fraggers. They have won previously in this Dubai Police Esports tournament, but will they have a 2-time reigning champion, or is it going to be a newly crowned team in the grand finals? We just have to wait and figure things out, Ramon.
Yeah, I mean, lots of storylines to be held down. Will Akai get his revenge, or will we see a dynasty in the making on the side of Fraggers? We'll find out after the short break, so don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. A Ramadan edition of the Dubai Police Esports Tournament. We'll be right back.
It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dubai Police Esports Tournament Ramadan edition. The grand finals has been set and the first game has been done and dusted. WKNK steal map 1 away in dominating fashion, where we head on into the sunset map, and my oh my, this is the playground of WKNK.
I mean, if it ends here, where else would you want it to end? A beautiful sunset, wouldn't you say so yourself, right? What a way to end things, if ever. But Fraggers, man, underperforming. DV Dove, one of the guys that has been performing tremendously well yesterday, felt like he was nothing in this, and the map that he played just a while ago towards Lotus, just on how well that Akai just enters towards the site. No matter what setup it was, he adjusted multiple times. By the way, on the Vidal's side, he adjusted his traps multiple times, but it just none of it worked out. And at a certain point, you just question yourself, what else do I do now? I mean, it's just insane. I just think about the next map, and that next map will be Sunset. Now on Sunset, though, we did see in terms of the play style come from WKNK. It's more on in your face and finding lots of pickoffs and even pushing you at certain areas where you're not even sure that you're going to push, specifically mid top. Like they love pushing and playing around the corner and just taking advantage. So that's something I guess would always be at the back of the mind of the side of Fraggers. Meanwhile, Davidov, Chamber. I haven't really seen a lot of Chambers recently, and I feel like Davidov just feels like this is his comfort pick.
Yeah. This is what he has been picking up before this very tournament. Like since he has been defaulting on the Killjoy pick, it was the days of old where he used to be a one-trick chamber main, and he has been picking this map up or this agent, if I do say so, in previous Dubai Police Esports tournament, particularly when he has been performing back on the 2023 edition, where he has been tremendously performing on the chamber role. So if he is able to show that form again, then possibly the switch up could be more than everything that they have needed. But against WKNK in their form, I mean, it's going to be very difficult to actually see if they're going to be the ones coming out on top here, because now they're heading on into a map that has been known to be WKNK and their own comfort zone. They are known to have very aggressive setups over at the mid side, and since they also have the Cypher pick, then that's already a powerful position for one Sentinel to hold on when they are on the defensive side. But it's Fraggers that yet again start on the defense, and we know that actually crept them away from that first map where they started on defense. Now they start yet again on defense. Maybe this will alter their momentum as they head on into that pistol round.
I mean, look at the positioning. A is up for the taking. There's nobody there. It's scot free, but obviously they don't know that yet. There's a heavy defense towards the mid top, which we've talked about, where WNK they love pushing towards the mid top and seeing if they can do something about it. But
Paranoia?
market push is what's gonna happen here. Paranoia still hands up, but he's blinded. He doesn't know what's happening, what's hitting him. As Akai gets to Vic. Oh my god, look how quickly bodies fall down towards the floor. As it is an entire team wipe on towards the side of Fraggers and WKNK. Make quick work of things here on the pistol round. What more when the bonus is up there? And by the way, just a quick short that you did tell me beforehand, Fraggers were the ones who picked Lotus. This is WKNK's map. This is Sunset. This is what you wanted to play in. And you can tell how confident they are just judging on how that classic matchup just went.
Yeah, they didn't even care about that B main aggression anymore. Like, never even thinking about if there is at least one person holding that angle over B main. No, it's everybody over that market position invested. Also, the late call from Cypher to hold that back on down. Bulldog by for Kai, and he's making a lot of noise. Judging by his positioning, he is comfortable on taking market alone. The EB and EV Dobbs just holding hands to take over that B main extremity just to see if they can split up everybody from WKNK and probably get another pickup, but always has been that market position where they feel strongest. But EB catches a glimpse of Koji, and that could be information for the later rounds to come. But again, opening A site just so WKNK could capitalize on that is a very bad thing for Fraggers, and they need to aggress this. They go back to the mid-top position. Vic does catch one over the Big. Could be something that they can be playing around from. That A site's still up for the taking. That's something that they're going to be playing around from.
They fake things out. The guy is just a lurker and all of these things. Is Koji able to find Casper, but Kai just around mid, top, hoping to find the kill towards Vic. He goes for the repeat. He just plays it around like he's playing cha-cha. As Koji gets a kill towards Vic, and EB's left alone to his own device on what he can do here. Not much, I would say so myself, especially when there's a tripwire just around the corner. So more or less, WK and K, they're the ones getting this. And if you can see the chat, by the way, they're just laughing it off. As you saw, Akai doing cha-cha 1, 2, 3 on towards Vic. You know, what can you do, man? It is what it is.
It is what it is. At this point, if you just try to squeeze the most fun out of this sort of situation that you're dealt in, then sometimes it doesn't hit as hard. Now that you're in the situation where you have to rely on this buy round, then maybe the vibes could be rising up yet again for the Fraggers side. It's another round where WK and K seemingly have a buy to contend against this force up against Fraggers. 3 kills, in fact, for Vic. The only kills that the defensive side have. And they're back on that comparable mid-top aggress. Destroy market door. Early smoke out again from EB. Showing their comfortability on the map. Showing all the best strats they can obsess. Vic losing from the triple phase. Never expecting Koji and the rest of the squad to come upon him. We're on that A-Link position. Aim Hunter late to adjust. And he's not on the duelist role anymore. He wants to support, but now he has the wide face. But Koji wins the gunfight in the end. Casper trades it off 2 for 1. Dutch never expected. 4v2, giving the ace sight and leaving Fraggers on an island to the 2 versus 4.
Definitely what I was worried about on how they're going to be able to hold the side. They don't really necessarily have the agents such as Cypher, and you can really tell Dov could not do a single thing on retaking that side by his lonesome. That was their buy round that turned into nothing. Turned into a defeat up against WKNK. And this is the main question here is, how do you hold a side? I mean, you have a slow, sure, and I think that's just it, Ramon. That's just it. There's no Cypher. There's no Killjoy. You know, it's much difficult in their end. So it looks like Fraggers, they're just looking for fights instead. But they're not finding the most ideal ones because they've been losing time and time again.
Yeah, just relying on the aim at this point. Relying on the triple phase. Trying to play the numbers. Vic almost needing one more shot. Low HP for the Jet. And yes, Dov finally injects some life into them. Koji spotted. Now opens the window for that triple flank. But now, Vague for WKNK to get elbow is that much important because now they got a little bit of space, a little bit more to work with. But Casper, unbeknownst to him, they have pushed on, and Vig has gotten the double. That easily over to the ace side. They can plant without that much contention.
Sheriff's at hands. I mean, that's the most you can do, honestly, if you're able to find the one tap that they're looking for. But will they aim Hunter? Always been Mr. Consistent of his team. Able to find those shots on towards this, not in the duelist role, but still popping heads off as much as possible. Will be able to check there on the corner. I don't think he will. He gets the kill, but still falls down as Dune does the 1-2-3 finishing kill. 0-4, WKNK starting it strong in Sunset.
Yeah, activating the BKB over from Tune. Using that as a powerful tool just to know where his enemies are going to be coming from, just denying that much space for the team to retake on. Early 4-0. And yes, they got a good start. Dov early peek onto the mid side just to surprise Koji, but they didn't really do anything about it. They could have just tried to at least go for the triple flank again, and that's something that they have done so in the past, but not going back to the strat book is something that is uncharacteristic from the Fragger side. The adjustment isn't here, but at least they got the operator online for Dov. Hold up on back sight. WKNK are back on a comfortable position. 1 for 1. Vic does spot out Koji, who was trying to lurk on down, see if he can get the insurance set up over at A, but camped upon was Vic, and now he got himself the 1 for 1 trade-off eventually.
Trying to set things up here with a paranoia for the pick on towards Vic if he can with a one-way smokes here and there. But we saw what happened last time when they did the setup. Vic could not get a kill. As he's trying to try his best. The showstopper will be there. Even trying to go for the upcap, but not going to work out in his favor as Akai finds one. As Vague also finds another collapse is there towards the A side. Casper just hoping catch them off guard if he can, but there's too many targets to choose from. And he can't even kill a single one out of those 4. Dov But now that we get an orb, I don't know, man. It just makes me wonder that did he just forget that Sunset existed and he didn't ban it? Or they thought they were ready to play in a map that WK and K is good from? I mean, we just saw their performance last match or last series that we saw against Oyun. So, a lot of questions are being raised here. Were they even ready for this type of map being picked?
There's a lot of things that we can account for if we're talking about factors here on why they left this map open. We can talk about that later because Zowie Dav still held up on that operator. Does get one, but Toon will shut him down. Yes, they did leave the map up open, considering the other maps that they also banned up just to get this map wide up. So they banned Breeze. They also, well, actually, Fraggers decided to ban Breeze, and maybe they weren't too confident on taking the Breeze map since they knew how they could perform on the long-range gunfire. But then leaving the Sunset open is also something that does put a little bit of a, I guess, a thought in my mind onto what else they could have banned. Maybe they could have banned Sunset, but maybe they weren't that comfortable on the Breeze map. They could also try to first pick over at least one of the two maps here. Lotus was not really Fragger's strongest performing map. It was the Ascent game where they also showed a lot of promise. But then again, it's also one of the historically studied maps for any team on this Dubai Police Esports tournament. So maybe they're risking opening up the Sunset map for a 50-50. But WK&K have all of this in the bag. It's almost like they polished this all throughout the tournament, right? They used the strat against Oyun where they got the mid-top position early on very many times, in fact. But now that they have warmed up into this matchup, the Sunset game is looking primed and polished.
You don't have money. You don't have the economy to do anything. So, giving this advantage towards WKNK is not good because we've seen what happened when you give them an advantage, especially on map number 1. Let's see if he will be able to get something out of it. Vic, man, could not take anything from that Blade Storm. Used it, ran back, and just died to rights with nothing for him to say, as EB as well falling down due to pressure that WKNK is giving them. It's feeling hot on their seats. It feels like barbecue is currently being placed upon them as they're getting fried.
Prowler just being chased upon over to that backside position. Kai just making sure that that Prowler gotten its money's worth. 3 kills, in fact, for Kai. That's 3 ult orbs. 3 for the taking for the Rays as they get the 6-0. And it goes to show that sometimes momentum is their biggest threat, their biggest weapon. 6-round scores for WKNK. They start the attacking round with the ultimates up online for Vague and Toon. What does this mean? Now, even if they diminish their economy to the shortest amount, he still has the ultimate online to go for the entry. Toon also could use his ulti just so that he could deny anybody on the site to have any sort of hearing abilities. But what does that take them when they could just kill them one by one? In fact, Akai back on top and expect EB over at that market position. This guy is on another level, and he's proving it time and time again. Even against Aim Hunter, who is known to be an MVP of sorts. Dash on in, another from Akai. This guy has been a threat. Shut down by Vic. Another from this guy. A 1v3. And Koji all alone onto the mid side. Spike already in no man's land, but he gets isolated picks left and right. And leading one more to go. Vic has to step up for the squad and using the cloud.
What?
That shot from Koji! The 1v3! Monstrous from the Cypher! A beautiful shot for WKNK! Isolated headshots! One by one!
Oh, but the moral from the team is going down. It's sinking faster than the Titanic, man. This is ridiculous. This flick that he gave, ungodly. That was so quick. the moment he saw that, the reaction time is insane. Oh my, oh, I really don't know on Fraggers. To get the kill towards the kite to at least slow them down. Dog finding his own set of kills as well towards Koja. Maybe you guys gotta step things up. We gotta step things up. We can't give them this just like that. That's vague. Finds EB still number advantage all towards WK and K, but Vic says, nah, not today, not today. Dutch as well, fighting it down
flank.
2-on-2, and the flank is there. He also has the Rolling Thunder. Don't forget.
Oh, but he could also play around that market control. Already known about his presence. Rolling Thunder present up, and the fade.
It hits.
Well, he gets pushed onto the corner. It hits. He doesn't have any room to breathe, but he does have the push onto that market position. So Casper and his flank doesn't matter if Toon
Barrel, saw it.
peak, spotted by the barrel, hits the shot. 1v2. It's Dutch alone on that market position. Casper tries to bait it out. The shot commencing onto Dutch. The first round on the board, thanks to Casper and his beautiful timing.
You finally won one, Ramon. You finally won one. Is this the start of something new? Or is it just false hope? Is a question here. Maybe, just maybe, this is what they needed to set things up for victory if they can. But, and a big but, if they can stop the aggressive push that is about to unfold on towards the A side, then I will be a believer of a comeback could happen.
Well, early paranoia. Dov instantly countered. He bought that operator just so he could have a main control, but showstopper commenced, and Casper, not long for the world. 1-for-1 trade-off. Dutch follows a second. Vic, he was looking on Ali. He didn't know where he was TPing on down. Dutch, another difference maker for the squad. This is the essence of WKNK. Any member can pop off, and they explode on round number 9.
They're being outplayed, they're being outclassed, and you can tell they're being outskilled at the same time and outfragged each single moment to go for those 1v1s. And Dutch already with a 3k could even look for more aim. Hunter just wants to save his gun. Everybody please stop chasing me, he says. Could not convert it to more, but hopes for the best as Dutch gets a 4k. 7-round difference now up against WKNK. Fraggers back onto the wall. No economy, nothing much to say. Even gonna go for a weird force buy? I don't know. It's getting questionable at the slightest.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic for Fraggers, but you could also say that WKNK are overperforming at this point, just heating off the face of the earth on their sunset map. Vic, all that he can do is attempt, and attempt he will. Dash in, 2 kills, Bladestorm online, paranoid, just so that he can counter the onslaught that Vic has started for himself. Koji, at least he will get the trade. Dov, just to build on top of Fraggers, they get the first 3 picks online, and they let them cook, and he cooked up a storm over at that A main position. Vig, though, noted thanks to the trip set up by Dov, and that headhunter, well, it has value into the round. 1v4 for Vig, the newcomer for WKNK, and it starts possibly the frag onto the breach. Gets one. Casper comes a ghost this time around. Is spotted by the Trailblazer. Doesn't know about DB.
What?
Finally, just the aim, 2 HP. Dreams on towards the Cloudburst. Now finally knows where the two are coming from. So he's running all the way to the spike. A site open. Now he knows where he should be going.
Don't tell me it's another Koji type of clutch here, but this time on Vig's side. Please tell me it isn't Vig. He knows where they're coming from. Like you said, he's being chased on towards his tail ends. But it looks like he might fake it out and go back to A. Timing-wise, timing. He knows where he's coming from. No! No way! Not the 2 HP clutch. He has time. He can go for the plan towards B. It's going to be a 1v1, and now you just have to play for the best and figure out where it's going to be located.
Plants open too. So he could be anywhere at this point. Aim Hunter is taking too long to reposition. Doesn't even know where Vega is going to be repositioning. So he has this ample amount of time. Health advantage still set up. Aim Hunter against the world at this point. WKNK, a drop of health. A shot in the dark. An impossible task at hand. 1v4 set up, found it, spotted, damage done. Aim Hunter saves Fraggers with one shot to the body of WKNK. A heartbreaker for Fraggers, but something that they needed so far.
Not today. Not today. I mean, insult to injury if it happens again, because Koji just did an amazing clutch last time. They're not gonna give Vague that opportunity again. It was so close, though. It was so close. You could not make this up. You know, you could not make this up. Honestly, at least Aim Hunter able to save the day for the team, and maybe this will be the start, actually, as they are winning those rounds magnificently. But can they continue on? We have yet to see a total B push, by the way, coming from the side of WKNK, so they might get that opportunity to do so. DV Dove with an operator, trying, hoping to get a kill, but not going to be able to find anyone. No cigar on towards the A side. So B is where it's going to be at. That's going to be where the action is. And I could imagine it's going to be quick, it's going to be fast, it's going to be impactful. Now it's just a matter of how do they defend this one now as the agents are coming back towards the B side.
Aim Hunter doesn't have flashes anymore, so they're relying on the breach.
They're in.
Put the flashes up for the team. They're inside, and nothing to stop them. Toon and Nakai go in with that much contention. Second from Nakai. And that mid side already full on notice. Vic let's catch on to one of the cross, but gets another trade-off. Big. Too quick to adjust. 1v3. DV Dove had an operator, but pulls out his headhunter, knowing that this gun is not long for the world, so he decides to save it. But what an aggressive position for WKNK. Off of a lot of rounds where they have been playing the default positions, now is when they put the pedal to the metal, and it worked so well.
History is repeating itself here. I mean, this is the same storyline that happened in the first half of Lotus, and it looks like it's gonna happen again. Will he be able to save it out? Uh-oh, in trouble. But he's gonna be fine here. Nope. Could not even save that operator, and that's gonna hurt them badly. It is gonna hurt them. He could have played more safer. He could have just continued running on, but chose to stay. And that bite him badly. No op.
Yeah. A risky, ambitious buy for the last coming round for Fraggers. Now, Sheriff's almost across the board. EB, the only Vandal in hand. The hero Vandal. How do they play around this? Not even a B main push. Not even an execute to uphold. Early info set up by Aim Hunter, known by the Boombot. B main is where the priority is going to be. Nightfall in hand, not knowing when the push is going to come down. Already pushed up on back site. Boba is where they want to go, but they go into the crosshair of Casper, where they got a shot from the skull of 5 versus 4. And possibly Fraggers have a good shot to get this into 3-9.
I mean, free upgrade, right? So they're going to try and make their best. Casper finds one, but could not trade more it off, but still number is still in their advantage. Making a 4v2. Vig not looking at the right side at the right time, or will he? Finds kills towards Aim Hunter, looking for more, but Davidov and EB shuts them down. At least they live. Get another round. 9-3. Is the curse a thing? Do you believe in it, chat? Do you believe in it at all is the main question, because this time, you know, they're going to be defending using a double duelist, but the only big difference here is that they have a Cypher. And it's scary to play up against a Cypher in defense of Sunset.
Yeah. Let alone that they don't have the raise that usually is the biggest counter to the B main trip, which only needs one paint shell. Yet they don't have it. They have Vic on the jet. They have Aim Hunter to use the dog, but the dog doesn't guarantee that the trip is gonna get deciphered. They require the entry from at least that Trailblazer But if the Trailblazer is gone, then what did they use to find that B main trip, right? How are they gonna figure out that that B main extremity or that choke point is gonna be secured for them? They don't find out. So already on A side, where they secure themselves that spot, they leave that elbow position to Koji, where this is gonna be unprecedented. Nobody would expect a Cypher to be on that elbow position. Koji, a lot of pressure on his hands, waiting for that tripwire to get destroyed. Vic
You hear it.
is the one to be the first to fall, possibly, if he decides to go for that. They don't even know that he's next to him.
I mean, technically, they kind of figured it out, right? They already heard the trap, so most likely just around the corner, he could possibly be there. They do get that kill immediately. I mean, it goes to show, right? It's just one guy on a side. No help for him or whatsoever, even with the information that he already had given. But nonetheless, though, retaking. Let's see how well they can do that. On towards this side alone is Vague. Go try and clear the corner as much as possible. Akai again, the starter for the team, the opener, as Dutch also finds his own set of kills. Vague looking for the shot towards EB, but it seems like EB's still alive as they're still trying to dink each other out. They're kind of low here, but they're losing numbers, and there you have it. The defense with the time, the right clicks. Casper, did he do it? Did he save it? It looks like he did.
Oh, no time for Toon, no time for WKNK, thanks to the friendly ghost himself. Oh, a free gun and nothing more. No fault line to behold, and all that he could do was just pray that all of his right clicks were connecting, thanks to a wonderful shot from the Classic. Thanks to Casper, the friendly ghost. 4-9 for fraggers. And they rely upon this buy round to make the most out of this. They got Vic on the Guardian. They got DB Dub on the Bulldog. They don't even split up. They want everybody running on a freight train towards that B main extremity. And here we go. Vic, her shot through, finally gets the damage done. Koji with 2 shots. What a transfer from Vague! Something to behold. A backbreaker for WKNK. This was their buy round. This was something that they needed.
He got assassinated. Honestly, they got killed way too quick. They couldn't even shoot the guns they just bought. That's how bad it has been. They're melting at the burning point that's coming from WKNK. You know when they say you have a double duelist, but when you have a Cypher, that's a different thing. You solve the issue of having lack of defensive ages, and it's working out in their favor. They have the entire buy, they have the Vandals now at hand. And what do fraggers have? Nada. Nothing. Just a sliver of sheriffs. That's it.
Well, nothing. Look, it's the 10's position, man. He does get dealt with eventually. Dutch does make this damage much before he dies to the hands of, well, EB. 4 versus 4. Smoker is traded immediately. Koji left to the cross. It's the adjustment. Almost costs him. What is the shot from the sheriff? What are Jets and what is Akai? 2 beautiful frags.
What
is on point? This guy is playing a different FPS game, and I'm telling you, this Prodigy, no more. Give them the championship. Give him the trophy. At this point, they're up for match point. 1 more round for this penultimate match point, man.
Style points. Look at the replay, man. This was phenomenal. Look at the way he moved. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I see you. Yes, a kill immediately. Did not even have a sense of danger. That's how confident they are. They're not afraid to do these type of plays, and I wouldn't be at his position. It's just crazy. Honestly. Pure domination. Pure outclass, pure outskilled, outplayed, outfrag, outdueled. As Vic wasn't looking at even the right time at the right side. The showstopper is there as well. Will it hit? It's a whammy. It's a big one. And it's not stopping. Unstoppable. That is Akai, but Aim Hunter at least stops him out his tracks. Bring him back to a 2v2. But Vague is answering back rather strong.
The original duelist main Aim Hunter answers the call, but Koji, oh, that guy, always reliable, always at the right place. Tournament point for WKNK. And the fate has almost been sealed at the hands of Akai and his Iron Fist. An early triple kill from the Rays, signaling the end, the downfall of Fraggers, and the rise of WKNK under his leadership.
It almost feels like we have a new champion. We have a new team to watch out for as WKNK. You can tell the difference on how prepared their composition in terms of how they're playing. And Vic could not find a kill with a Blade Storm. Vic will fall down as well. DB answers back to Kai. Gets one, but could not find another tune. Hoping to refrag, but not going to work out in his favor. Bringing it back to a 2v2, and he does have the Rolling Thunder.
Oh, but look at the positioning from Dutch right now. Invested into going for that long lurk. Koji is in a lot of trouble. They won't even try to actually find where he's going to be coming from. So they invest that Rolling Thunder to no effect. And Dutch is already primed up over at that elbow position. And they aren't even focusing on him. EB shuts him down 1v2. But at the end of the day, Casper already got the angle set up over at the elbow. Dutch spotted. Paranoia. Both affected. So they run onto the big box. Smoke on down to that position. Already
no, don't tell me.
1v1 and only one gun. One bullet needed. EB skies rocket on towards that big box position, but onto the smoke. He wins it. 3 kills in the round. Almost a heartbreaker for the side of WKNK. Fragger seal is all back up thanks to EB and his heroics.
I was hoping, like, don't tell me this is how it ends. Don't tell me this is how it ends. With Dutch clutching it, and it almost even reached to that moment, to the edge of the seat. They were ready to celebrate, but not today. They get shut down as they still have an opportunity because the economy coming from WKNK is not good. They do not have a full buy. So this might be a possibility for them to do as much damage as they can. If they can is the question, though.
Yeah, if this strat is gonna work out anyways, you can see that they're also scattered all across the map and 1-3-1 setup, almost like they're playing a different game. Casper and Akai, at least they start off strong. But again, Akai, the phenom of the ace site, the spike in no man's land. That means Dutch and the Rays can hold it for as long as they can. Already converting on the mid side. Trouble in paradise yet alone. Remember, they have the Omen ulti, so they could just reclaim it once they got the spike Ori on the B side. Koji and DB Dub, they trade each other off. But again, they have the Omen ult, so they're just rotating all towards the B side, controlling the space that was given to them because they were pushing up to the mid. Now they use a Paranoia. Now they use the ulti from EB. They get the spike plant down onto the B side, and probably the beginning of the end for WKNK here.
You can't really count them out with Akai. Oh, they got the kill towards DB Dog from Toon with that Sheriff, and they also have the ultimate, the Nightfall. Would it work out in their favor? 1v1! And again, EB the savior for the team. This man is standing strong for the team, carrying them at their weight. When they needed him the most, he answers back. Slowly but surely, they're climbing back, Ramon. 6 rounds the difference. It may be looking like it's jaunting, but, you know, they're getting there somewhat.
Yeah, game's not over. Round per round. Take it one step at a time if you were on the Fragger side. Be thankful that EB is there. There to bail you out every single time, but for how long? How long? Because one man can't do it all, right? WKNK still needing one more step. Still needing one more pivotal point, one pivotal moment, and they go back to what they are most known for. Mid control of Vic. Going for the entry, leading the charge. DB Top starts off with the final boss taken care of for the side of WKNK. So Fraggers flooded over towards that market position, waiting for that B main push to split. To commence on down over at that extremity. Koji controlled, and he gets blinded off the face of the air. Dutch, right place, right time, and yes, waiting for Koji. He peeks one and kills one. That's a second frag. Another out for Koji. Aim Hunter splits it all off. Cuts it down to a 2v2. Aim Hunter over at that Boba. Spots two. Double face. Dashes in. Flag almost getting the shot, but Aim Hunter repositions. Gets the frag. 1v2. Aim Hunter shuts it down. Triple from the sky of fraggers.
And that would be the economy again. Shambles on the side of WKNK. The might have to just start saving again and not force buy, because we've seen them force buy multiple times, hoping to just end this already and the misery of fraggers. But fraggers, they're not giving up. They're not giving up. They're never gonna let anyone down, as they're gonna continue hoping to see the map number 3 if they can. But the main question is, how long can they stand this? They're riding on a very scary slope here, but the momentum, will it be there? Dividol falling down towards Koji. That's not good.
Oh, Gasper expected to after that neural theft, but at least he recovers and spots out the Jet. Dashes back onto mid top. Ace site wide open. Unless Toon can do something about this, say something about the elbow split up. And now the Jet also holding hands. Toon vague has to be the difference maker now. He peeks onto the elbow position, but he's a little bit too wary, hesitating, comfortable in his position. Doesn't even spot it out. Gets the the shot. Casper, that was an off angle for the ages. Just denying any sort of attempt out from Vague, and Dutch gets spotted. Dutch almost gets the transfer. 1 and 2 almost gets the spot, but Aim Hunter recovers. Beautifully done. Ikai, not noted. Marshall's tap onto EB. Spots out 1 and 2. Possibly. Showstopper. Doesn't connect. Gets the running frag. Double kill. Arakai. 1v2 now. And Vic running all the way to B side. Possibly the play of the tournament.
All the bigger clutch on and Thrifty. This is not how it ends. Tell me this isn't how it ends. Vic, please. Show what you have. You still have time, but they're peeking him off 1 by 1, and that's it! Ladies and gentlemen, on an eco round, they win it back. WKNK, they're just built differently, Ramon. They're just built differently.
Yep. And we have the new kings of the Dubai Police Esports Tournament. Congratulations to WKNK. A 2-0 sweep in the best of 3. And my goodness, what was that performance from the two duelists that we have on the winning side? Akai and Vague, always the difference makers in all fronts, in all categories. But you gotta give a lot of props as well to everybody from Fraggers. There is a big reason to why everybody has been heralding this team as the favorite to win it all. But in the end, they have been outclassed, outnumbered in every single front. And every time that they would have the opportunity to get aggressive, it always seems like they were 2 steps behind.
It just didn't seem like the agent composition that came from Fraggers were really helping, especially on Sunset. It felt like the lack of experience in playing that map competitively in a tournament aspect really showed it to be one of their weakest points here, especially when they were doing in the first half. Second half, they were doing pretty fine. But on that first half on the defensive side, they were hurting badly. They were bleeding rounds after rounds. Even on their buy rounds, they couldn't really get anything. As at the end of the day, we do have our new champions. That's WKNK. This is the first time they've ever reached the grand finals. And there's a reason why that they are crowned champions, because they played phenomenal.
Yeah. And a big effort for everyone on the tournament right here. Just a quick look from the bracket. I mean, this has been one heck of a story to uphold for everybody who has been grinding ever since day 1 of the tournament. Ever since, like, not even in the first round where everything was like broadcasted, everybody was getting ready to actually get into this tourney, getting all the rosters in check, just making sure that everybody is getting prepared for this Ramadan edition, because this is one heck of an important event for the community, right? This is where everybody just shows up to show that they're the top 1 dog in the Dubai Police Esports Tournament. And now we have crowned a new champion. New faces over at the Hall of Fame. So I would like to give all my congratulations over to the WKNK roster, especially to our MVP, which I believe would be Akai. Akai has been a phenomenal player from start to finish. He has shown a lot of promise from his previous tenure over at Team Falcons back in 2023. Now he has returned under a new form, a new roster, and definitely not the last time that we'll be seeing him in this team as a whole on WKNK.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, future tournaments will be happening. That's why do not forget, if you are watching from Dubai Police in the YouTube channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to be able to see and catch up for future tournaments with the Dubai Police Esports tournament. At the same time, be sure to follow as well for Esports, as they are the ones organizing these events, and they've been doing phenomenal during the past few years or the past year with working alongside the Dubai Police. It has been a roller coaster of a ride here at the Ramadan edition, and the only team that actually came close to winning up against WKNK was Oyun, and it really, you could really show on how on edge the entire matchup was. So congratulations again to WKNK. They are your champions. Roll up the red carpet, crown them, and give them their medals because they have deserved that 100%. But with that said, Ramon, when you think about it, it's the end of all things for the both of us now.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a long ride. It has been a fun time over at the Dubai Police Esports Tournament, but to all the hearts and from all the fans, from everybody from the prod team, as well as our fellow casters, Tucker and Vincent, we want to give our thank you to everybody who has been watching us from start to finish. Thanks to the prod. Thank you as well to our principal sponsors, namely Esaad, XFX, Zowie, Club and Retroforless, as well as 404 Esports for organizing the whole thing. Thank you as well to everybody who has been watching from our Facebook, Twitch, as well as our YouTube, from watching the whole tournament from our round 2 broadcast, as well as here on the grand finals right now, to all our day 1 OGs. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ramadan edition of the Dubai Police Esports Tournament. We'll be tuning in a lot of more updates for our next tournament later on. So, guys, please subscribe to every single social media that we have for 404 Esports for more tournaments and more Dubai Police Esports tournament. For the Ramadan edition, we'll be signing off. Thank you so much for dropping by, and we'll see you all on the next one.
Much love, everybody. Happy Ramadan.
عاليا خفاقا تعلو راية وطننا بقيادته الرشيدة التي وضعت جل جهودها لتمنح الإماراتيين لقب أسعد شعب.
وظيفة الحكومة يا الأخوة هي تحقيق السعادة للمجتمع، أن الهدف هو إسعاد الناس وتسهيل حياة الناس وراحتهم.
من هنا كانت فكرة إسعاد. ولدت في إحدى الوحدات التنظيمية بشرطة دبي عام 2018 لتكون هدفاً لتحقيق السعادة للمجتمع، لأن الإنسان السعيد هو الأقدر على العمل والإنتاج لتنمية وتحقيق الازدهار والرفاه. تم تأسيس المركز للسعي في تقديم الخدمات لكافة موظفي شرطة دبي ولجميع المؤسسات والهيئات الحكومية المحلية والاتحادية والجهات الشبه حكومية والمؤسسات والشركات الخاصة وأفراد المجتمع في قطاعات عديدة شملت معظم مستلزمات المعيشية وغيرها العديد. يكمن الهدف الرئيسي من توفير هذه البطاقة بالمساهمة في إسعاد الموظفين من خلال المشاركة في تحمل الأعباء المعيشية بتوفير خصومات معتبرة في مختلف المجالات منها الصحية والتعليمية والأسرية والسكن والترفيهية وغيرها، وتقديم مساعدات إنسانية ومجتمعية للمحتاجين من مختلف شرائح المجتمع، حيث تجاوزت بجغرافيتها وأهميتها لتشمل العديد من الدول والقارات بعروض ونسب مبهرة تتناسب مع العرض والطلب لكافة شرائح المجتمع.
أشكر سيدي صاحب أرحب بالسمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد على إطلاقه هذه المبادرة.
لم تقف بطاقة إسعاد عن التطوير في تقديم المزيد من الخدمات، فقد أطلقت مبادرات مجتمعية وإنسانية تعنى بتقديم المساعدات المالية والعينية والمعنوية للعديد من المحلات المجتمعية والإنسانية، والتي تم تغطيتها بالتعاون مع عدة رعاة محليين وعالميين قدموا كافة الدعم لتكون هذه المبادرة ذو قيمة وفائدة في جميع القطاعات، بناء على التوجيهات الحكيمة لسمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم، الذي يسعى دائما على أن يكون السباق في مبادراته البناءة والهادفة لإسعاد الشعب.
أن المواطن أول وثاني وثالث.
كانت هذه المبادرة التي أصبحت شعارا للتقدم والتطور بتأمين الخدمات والتسهيلات لحامليها محط أنظار لكافة القطاعات، فقد حصدت بطاقة إسعاد العديد من الشهادات التقديرية على أدائها عمل التنظيمي كأفضل فريق إداري على كافة الأصعدة. والمشوار لا يزال في البداية، لأن التطلعات المستقبلية ستكون أكثر شمولية مع التركيز على روح الفريق، الأمانة والمسؤولية والحرفية.
I love you.
Backlines, 1391, a triple kill, double kill from the Omen. And this guy has spotted the more tier 4 deck.